right, everybody. Welcome back to New Orleans, Louisiana. Actually, Frank with you and Jim as we get ready for the football. Rebels coming to this game with a record of 11-0. They've been ranked number 1 in the 5A poll in Louisiana since the first preseason poll throughout the year. They're number 2 seeded in the playoffs, but Jim, that's because of the way the power rankings work.
Yeah, they just they got 11 points for beating Natchitoches Central, and 11 for beating Pineville, because Natchitoches Central and Pineville only won one game each during the year. So that certainly affected their power rating. The last 2 weeks of the season, they were overtaken by Rummel.
Coach Shows says doesn't make a whole lot of it, but the Rebels are also highly ranked in the national poll.
Yeah, I think 15 is it in USA Today. We stayed there. This is, I think, the second week in a row. We're, I think, around number 26 in Rivals.com. But look, it doesn't mean anything if the Rebels don't mean tonight. They've had tremendous years where they've gone undefeated in the regular season. In fact, they haven't lost a regular season game since the opening game of the 2005 season. But it's all about the playoffs.
They went on to win the state championship that year. In fact, that game you're referring to, I tell you, just to put that in perspective, that was before, maybe the weekend before, Katrina.
Yeah, in fact, when the folks get a chance and they watch this and they take a look at this stadium as the Rebels come out on the field, when you're watching at home on the replay of this ball game, just imagine this field that you're looking at, all but the top 10 rows of this bowl were covered in water.
That is really amazing.
Lake Pontchartrain field, this stadium, you could barely see the top of the goalpost and maybe about 10 rows around the bowl of this stadium. That's it.
We're in the press box, so I guess we would have been above the water level, but the stadium covered. And, of course, this is City Park. This is pretty good ways from the river. This is, if I know my geography in New Orleans properly.
Well, I'm not sure how far it is from Lake Pontchartrain, just to be honest. About 3 miles from Lake Pontchartrain or somewhere in that neighborhood. But, yeah, completely inundated with water after Hurricane Katrina.
Captains are preparing to head out to the center of the field for the toss of the coin. We have Stanley Dupuy operating in the sidelines tonight. We've had some technical problems, still trying to get that worked out. Once again, want to send our best to Bill Norris. Bill not able to make the game tonight. We know he is listening. Appreciate Bill so much for all the great work he has done for many years. In fact, I think the three of us now, Jim, have been together since 1996. That was that Tommy Banks state championship team.
Yeah, and that was a great year to kind of get things kicked off. And it's been a great ride ever since, and I hope the ride continues.
The Rebels want to go to the Dome once again. They were in the Dome last year. In fact, I guess the last time they were in New Orleans was that state championship game last year against Destrehan, a very tough loss.
Yeah, and as I mentioned last week on the radio when I kept calling Brother Martin Destrehan, I guess, I had some flashbacks of that game. The same kind of jerseys. And Brother Martin was playing us, about as tough, maybe not quite as tough as Destrehan, but I think I had a flashback or two from the Superdome last year.
Right now the captains are meeting at the center of the field for the toss of the coin. As I mentioned earlier, the Rebels are going to be dressed in their gray uniforms. They have red trim, the navy blue helmets, so the gray jerseys, gray pants, navy blue helmets, and red trim. The homestanding Purple Knights of St. Aug, of course, wearing purple with gold trim as they meet at the center of the field for the toss of the coin. We normally would have the referee in our mic. Bill would be out there with him, and Stanley is too, but we're not having that mic operating right now. So they talked to the captains of both those teams. Cody Hollis is out there for West Monroe trying to identify the other captains.
You've got Jonathan Munweiler, and I think you've got Tyler Bordeaux and Robert Lay for West Monroe, quad captains.
Thank you, Jim. As quad captains for West Monroe, as they always operate with that, and there will be quad captains representing St. Aug for the toss of the coin as well. I think the referee is about to toss that coin, and we're moments away from getting this football game underway. The undefeated West Monroe Rebels and the Purple Knights of St. Aug. The officials move them around now.
Looks like St. Aug may be getting the football. They defer. They won the toss, and they're going to go on defense first. St. Aug.
Interesting.
Big Byron Williams, one of those quad captains, 6'5", 335 pounds.
In fact, he's just one of those guys in there, Jim. They've got great size on this football team. As you look across that offensive line, You mentioned Byron Williams, 6'5", 310, but there's also 6'3", 305 Try Turner and 6'6", 320 Jonan Austin in that offensive line. The smaller guys are 265-pound guard Bennett Williams and the small center, 200-pounder Glenn Hasty.
Yeah, we'll see a lot. Number 68, Lance Broussard at center, and he's 270 pounds. So when they bring Broussard in, you know, that's a big, big offensive line.
St. Aug Marching Band is across the way. We were reminded that we were here 9 years ago, unbelievably 9 years ago. In 2000, we sat in that press box across the way and actually had to kind of look around the tubas because they're in the back row of the press box, and we got a little amused by it when we look across here tonight because they're still blocking the press box across the way.
Yeah.
Understand Stanley is ready now. We have our microphone from the field working. Let's head down to the sidelines and check in with Stanley Duffy.
Hey guys, it's great to be down here. Bill, we miss you, brother. And I got a couple of keys for the game tonight. Obviously, number one is the play of the offensive line. If we can move the ball on St. Aug, a lot bigger team, and sustain some drives, get some points up, I think it's going to help the Rebels out. Same thing on the defensive line. I think we have got to get penetration by a bigger offensive line that St. Aug has, and we're going to really have to play hard tonight defensively and keep pressure on their offense. And the biggest thing is overcoming the quick surge, the big surge they're going to have at the beginning of this game, the emotional surge. And if we can overcome that, then I think the Rebels will be victorious tonight.
Okay, Stanley, we'll hear from Stanley throughout the ball game. We indeed send our best to Bill Nars, who'll be listening to the game tonight. Be back with us next week. Right now, St. Aug is going to tee that thing up on the North 40 and kick it off to the West Monroe Rebels to Shadi Talton, who had a kickoff return for a touchdown last week. Will be deep for West Monroe. Nicholas Mina will tee it up, kick it off from the 40-yard line. The second round of the playoffs is underway. And the ball is going to bounce across the goal line and go into the end zone. The Rebels let it go. They'll take it out on the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10 West Monroe at their own 20-yard line, getting the football game underway. Offensive line across the front for West Monroe. Wayne Hendricks, Andrew Bryan, Garrett Wilkerson, Dylan Day, Sterling Day, and of course you'll see Dylan Stevens and Christian Lewis in there as well. Quarterback is Paul Turner for tonight's game. The fullback, as we get started, I think is going to be Tyler Kane. The Shadi Talton lines up back there at tailback. Is that right, Jim?
I think that's right. I can't see who the tailback is right now.
Here we go. The Rebels take it inside. The fullback straight ahead out to about the 24-yard line. 4 yards right up the center of the football field. And let me make sure I'm getting this right. Is it Tyler Kane, the fullback, or Bubba Reeves?
Tyler Kane.
It is Tyler Kane who started the game with the fullback slot. He got about 4 yards right in the center of the football field out near the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Kane stays at the fullback slot, and Tashadi Talton dots the I at tailback. Wide receivers each side of the football field for West Monroe. Pro-I formation, second down, and here's a pitch out going to Talton. Has a 25 out of the 28-yard line and still there. Good open field tackle by the Purple Knights as Talton took the pitch and ran left. Got to be on the 29 of the 28-yard line, Jim, where it's 3rd down and 2 for West Monroe.
Yeah, that's the cornerback Tyrell McCall. I think he was actually playing safety. You know, Tennessee is recruiting him very hard, and he made an outstanding open field tackle against Tashadi Talton.
So they have McCall on one side, Matthew on the other. The Rebels with a big 3rd down play here. 3rd down and 2. Take it inside. The fullback has it. He's going to be driven back, but I think he has the 1st down just across the 30-yard line. Tyler Kane right in the center of the football field. And Jim, of course, they started with the kickoff into the end zone, so the 20 was the initial line of scrimmage. They're just beyond the 30, so an easy 1st down call.
Yeah, well, he didn't get it by much. He got it
I meant for the officials.
Yeah, it's an easy call for the officials. He got it by the length, of the football. Unfortunate for West Monroe, they weren't, able to run back the opening kickoff. It was a hard kick and just sailed over the up man's head.
Ricky Robertson, the middle linebacker, made the tackle. 1st down play. Fumble picked up by the quarterback. Turner and runs it himself anyway and manages to battle his way for about 3, maybe 4 yards out near the 33 or 34-yard line. Hall fumbled the snap that time, reached down, picked it up, and ran the football. Kendall Tillman knocked him down. They'll put it down near the 33. Let's call that a gain of 3, and a good job by Turner after picking up the fumbled snap. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Well, we've got a penalty flag. Face mask called against St. Aug. It looks like it's a 5-yard face mask, and that should go 5 yards from the end of the run.
The end of the run being the 33, so they advance it out to about the 38-yard line, where it's got to be 1st down again because of the penalty. So it's 1st down and about 2 for West Monroe. Football on their own 38-yard line. Opening possession of the football game. The Rebels have 1 1st down in this drive. Turner has Kane and Talton stacked in the I behind him. Pro-I formation. Takes that football. Gives it off to Talton. He's in the backfield. He's in trouble and down. Back at the 35. Losing about 3 yards on that play is Tashadi Talton took the handoff, ran left. Good penetration by the Purple Knights. And actually the tackle is back at the 34-yard line. And now it's going to be 2nd down and, 2nd down and 6 yards to go for the Rebels.
Yeah, boy, they went from 1st down and 1 to 2nd down now and 6. So a big loss after that 1st down run.
Indeed, big loss in the play as the Rebels have a flanker to the right side, split in left. I backfield behind quarterback Paul Turner. Takes that ball, will give inside of the fullback across the 35-40. 1st down to the 43-yard line goes Tyler Kane. Good push in the offensive line. And Tyler Kane with a 1st down and 10 yards to go. The Rebels at their own 43-yard line, right up the center of the football field. Tackled by Gary Holmes, a linebacker for St. Aug.
Yeah, they ran behind big Dylan Day that time. I think, along with it wouldn't be Andrew Bryan. Yeah, it's Andrew Bryan. Ran right behind Dylan Day and Andrew Bryan. Big hole on the left side.
Slot I said right this time. 1st down and 10, the 42-yard line of the Rebels. They take it inside. A reverse play, but spelled out by St. Aug, and they make the tackle at the 43-yard line. Maybe a yard, maybe not even out of the little play, the counter play, as they came back this way and well defended by St. Aug. They make the stop right along the 42-yard line. No gain on that play, 2nd and 10. And Jim, who ended up with the football?
Well, I think that was Tyler Kane. He was in the slot.
Okay.
They faked the option to the right, came back with a counter to the left, and I tell you what, if the corner doesn't make that play, that might have been a touchdown.
2nd and 10, Rebels are on 42-yard line as quarterback Paul Turner. Quick drop and pass caught out of the 48 to the midfield and knocked out of bounds about the 47-yard line. The reception is by Dion Fowler, his 17th reception of the year. And another 1st down, or near, no, it's not a 1st down, pardon me. The ball is going to be placed at the 50, right on the midfield stripe. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 now for West Monroe as Sean Thomas knocked Dion Fowler out of bounds.
Yeah, he fought his way inside Purple Knight territory, but they spotted the ball backwards. They said his foot went out of bounds at the midfield stripe.
Cody Stone is wide to the left side of the football field. Everybody else in tight, and tight ends on both sides for West Monroe. 3rd down and 2. Quarterback Paul Turner barking signals for the Rebels. Takes that ball, gives it straight inside for the first down. Is Kane inside the 45. He bangs it down to the 44-yard line. Tyler Kane running from fullback. Joseph Red makes the tackle. First down. Rebels, the St. Aug 44.
And this looks like the Rebels of old. I mean, they just lining up with one tight end. They had a couple of tight ends there, but just simply running the option, primarily running that option offense that we've come to know, and some people love, and some people not love it quite as much.
First down from the St. Aug 44. Here's Turner, hands off. Talton avoids a man.
He missed
in the
a man.
Runs to the 40, 35. Talton the 30, the 25.
He's got
20,
room.
The 15, the 10, out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. They'll say he stepped out of bounds near the 10. Great run, Jim, by Tashadi Talton. First down and more. Karan Matthew finally ran him out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, just an outstanding run, Frank. He had to elude a defender at the line of scrimmage. If he doesn't do that, there's no gain on the play, but that's what Tashadi Talton does best, make people miss.
In classic Tashadi Talton style, he just juked by that one guy and was out to the races.
Paul needs a timeout.
And the Rebels will ask for timeout. They have a first down just outside the 10-yard line of St. Aug. We'll be back with 7:50 remaining in the first quarter. No score in the game with the Rebels threatening. You're listening to the Rebels taking the opening kickoff and driving it right down the field. In fact, Jim, this thing started back at the 20-yard line, keeping it on the ground. They've had one pass in this particular possession. And right now, first down West Monroe just outside the 10-yard line of St. Aug.
They've gone 9 plays, 70 yards in 9 plays, but more importantly, they need 10 more.
Here we go. Kane at fullback. Talton back there at tailback from the 10. Quarterback Paul Turner barking signals. Tight ends on both sides, West Monroe. Long count by the Rebels as the Rebels take that thing inside to the fullback. No, Turner's going to fake and keep. He's at the 5. He is in for the touchdown. Paul Turner scores for the Rebels from 10 yards out.
A great fake inside to the fullback, and then he just froze the defensive end with a fake pitch to Talton. Cut it back across the grain and made a man miss at about the 1, dove in for a Rebel touchdown, Stanley.
Guys, I want to say that play before that was set up by a big block downfield by Andrew Bryan. Once the shotty guy was outside there, Andrew Bryan was blocking for him with Fowler downfield to spring him for an extra 20 yards.
Teresa's Flooring, your one-stop shop for all your flooring needs, brings you the sideline reports. The extra point by Cody Hollis is no good. He missed the extra point, but the Rebels have drawn first blood, have driven it right down the field, an 80-yard drive for the score, and with 7:44 remaining in the first quarter from New Orleans, Louisiana's West Monroe 6, St. Aug nothing. Back at Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans, Louisiana, Frank Coppin and Jim Nahr, Stanley Duffy, Blake Wheelis, and Cynthia Holliday. The Rebels have taken a 6-0 lead. Jim, what about that drive?
Well, the Masons Pharmacy scoring drive summary, 10 plays, 80 yards, 4:14 off the clock. The Rebels ran the option and ran it to perfection.
Here's the kickoff. Cody Hollis going to kick it off high and short. Fielded about the 25. Returned back to the 30. 35 and out of bounds across the way near the 40-yard line. So a pretty good return by St. Aug. An official went down on the play out near the 40-yard line.
And he's not getting up too quickly.
Let's hope he is okay.
Do we have a Rebel player over there as well?
Stanley, can you tell?
Yes, there's a little altercation on the field, guys. The official was at the bottom of it, but there was a little pushing and shoving on the sidelines. There was a Rebel player over there, and I can't tell who it was.
I think it was J.D. Brown. I think Dino Casola went over there and rescued him.
First down, St. Aug. They put it out of bounds at the 39-yard line of the Purple Knights. So a first down there for St. Aug. They'll go with the quarterback, Terry Lucas, and a gun. He's all by himself back there. Actually, he's down in the center at an empty backfield. 2 receivers are wide right, 1 man left. Quick drop, now the shopping play. The officials have stopped play before the snap of the football.
St. Aug jumped. I think the left tackle flinched just a little bit. They caught it, and that'll cost them 5.
So they'll back that 5 up, back to about the 34-yard line where it's 1st and 15. Jay Gathright, financial advisor with Merrill Lynch, reminds all you Rebel fans listening to keep that Rebel spirit alive all the way to the Dome.
Across the front for West Monroe, Tyler Badeau, Chucky Hunter, Chase Gonzalez, Jordan Allen in the ball game tonight.
Again, the empty backfield, Jim, and the quarterback, Terry Lucas, is down under center with nobody behind him. 1st and 15. They operate the 34-yard line. He drops back, now tries to run the ball. He is down at the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. A yard or two, and that's all for Terry Lucas. Took one drop back and took off. Tyler Berto knocks him down to the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 13 yards to go for St. Aug.
Yeah, I think Jacob Tyson got a hand on him as well. Jordan Allen not in the ball game. Not in the ball game.
2 wide receivers are right, 1 man left. Again, the empty backfield. They pass in the right flat.
That might be a lateral.
Incomplete. It might be a lateral pass.
It is.
And they rule it that, but out of bounds. Still St. Aug's ball. They'll lose yardage in the play as he threw it out of bounds back around the 31. Sean Sherman Jackson, the intended receiver, but as Jim said, he was lateral, really behind the quarterback, and that is a lateral pass. It's fortunate for St. Aug it went out of bounds. They lose yardage on the play.
Well,
now they're bringing it back to the line of scrimmage.
They're putting it at the right hash at the 30-yard line. St. Aug doesn't realize it, but the officials are standing there. It was a little bubble screen, and the ball was thrown backwards, and it was not caught. Obviously went out of bounds, so where it went out of bounds, that's where St. Aug gets the ball.
That was the 30, so this is going to be 3rd down and long. Lucas in the backfield has a running back with him. He's back to throw, looking, stepping up. They run. He will. 30, 35, goes out to the 40. He's at the 45, but he's down the 48-yard line, and he is near 1st down territory. The scramble by junior quarterback Terry Lucas. Robert Lay knocks him down. Jim going to pin on the spot of the football, but near 1st down territory. In fact, they have ruled it a 1st down, and they pick up the 1st down on 3rd and long.
Well, I tell you what, the Rebels just lost containment. Looked like Jacob Tyson slipped as he came up to make the play. That allowed the quarterback Lucas to get outside and pick up the 1st down.
Lucas down in the center, 1 running back. That'll be Donovan Joseph back there. They hand to him. He'll run left, and he's going to be pulled down to the 50-yard line. That was Sean Sherman Jackson who carried the football, and he'll gain maybe 2 yards on that play. Cross midfield into Rebel territory, down to about the 49-yard line of the Rebels, maybe even the 48. Call it 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 7 as Terrell Lathan is there to make that stop for West Monroe.
Terrell Latham, also Chucky Hunter, I think, but I think Bordeaux was also in around that tackle as well. But just a great 3rd down conversion for the Purple Knights on 3rd and long.
Shotgun for Terry Lucas. Awaits the snap. Has the ball. Gives it off. Running play. The running back runs into 1 man. Now he's going to be knocked down. No gain on that play. The 48-yard line. Sean Sherman Jackson again. Ran into his own player. Bounced off him. The Rebels were there. Great job by the Rebels in containing him, and they knock him down for no gain, the 48-yard line. A host of Rebels there to make it 3rd down and 7 now for St. Aug.
He didn't make the tackle, but Tyno Wells stood up a blocker, and the running back ran into the blocker. Tyno Wells having to put his jersey back over his shoulder pads. Looked like he had it ripped off on the play.
Like to throw the football. Lucas passing. This pass across the way is, did he catch
incomplete?
Incomplete across the way. Intended out there for Ricard. And that'll make it 4th down and 7 as St. Aug picks up 1 1st down in its opening possession. They'll punt it away to the Rebels with 5:34 remaining 1st quarter and trailing West Monroe 6-0.
St. Aug is in the no-huddle offense. At least they were that entire possession. Austin Kane on the coverage for West Monroe. The pass was there. But it got there right as Ricard was turning around. He couldn't grab it.
Sutton in punt formation. Maurice Sutton gets off a nice punt. Talton under it for the Rebels. Has that thing. Now goes back to pick it up. Is he going to pick it up? He will. He'll recover it, but back at the 5-yard line. Got on the football. The Rebels have it, but deep in their own territory at the 5-yard line.
I don't think, as great a returner as Tashadi is, I don't think he's comfortable catching punts in the air. I think he's more comfortable after they hit the ground. Of course,
good point.
You know, you can't do that as a returner, unless you're Tashadi Talton. That time, he just didn't know what to do. Thought he might have touched it, so he fell on it at the 4.
1st down Rebels right there, the 4-yard line, their own 4-yard line, leading 6-0. Paul Turner and company back into the game. Tyler Kane running at fullback. Talton back there at tailback. 1st down 10, their own 4. Walk out by Turner as he takes that football, runs the option, gives it inside. That'll be Kane, stopped at the 6-yard line. A yard or 2 inside for Tyler Kane running from fullback in this Rebel offense. Zen Powell that put the ball down, in fact, near the 5-yard line, maybe the 6. Call it 2nd down, about 8 yards to go for West Monroe. Kevin Roy on the tackle for St. Aug.
And right now the Rebels not thinking about points on this possession. They just want to get it out of this hole that they're in.
Again, out of the I backfield, a pro-I formation. Kane, the fullback, Taunton, the tailback. Behind junior quarterback Paul Turner. Second down and 8 yards to go from the 6. Turner fumbles a snap and tries to pick it up.
They have
Scramble for the football. They claim it.
Let's see.
They do. St. Aug recovers the ball at the 5-yard line.
And the Rebels' turnover woes in the playoffs continue.
Wow. First and goal to go, St. Aug. They'll have the ball just outside the 5. Let's go to the sidelines and check in with Stanley Dupe.
Well, guys, I was right down here by it, and it never looked like Paul Turner had the ball on the initial snap. I mean, I don't know if he was coming out too quick or, if we just had a bad exchange there, but nevertheless, he never had the handle on the ball. So as soon as it snapped, I saw it on the ground.
Well, that's one of the things in the playoffs that has been the Rebels' Achilles heel. When they've turned it over in the playoffs, they have not had success.
Offset I backfield, first and goal, the 6. The tailback gets, he is hit and losing yardage on the play. Chucky Hunter coming across to make the hit at the 7. They lose a yard on that play. Jim, great penetration by Chucky Hunter.
But a great penetration, great hit. The hammer lowered the hammer that time. I tell you what, that was a big-time play, and we still have not seen Jordan Allen in the ballgame.
That'll make it second down, goal to go from the 7-yard line for St. Aug. Donovan Joseph lines up at tailback in the offset I backfield. Quarterback Terry Lucas is down in the center. One wide out is left. Everybody else in pretty tight from the 7-yard line. Back to throw the football.
He's in trouble.
The quarterback is sacked. He is down.
Tyson
at the 12-yard line.
Jonathan Tyson came through with the blitz right up the middle from his middle linebacker position, and the quarterback Lucas had absolutely no time whatsoever to throw the football.
They started at first and goal at the 6-yard line. It is third down, goal to go. Now the ball back at the 12-yard line. 2 straight great defensive plays by the Rebels.
And West Monroe has at corner the freshman, number 17, Cade Stone. Cade Stone, and I think it's Getrick right now at the corners.
Lucas back in a shotgun on third down, goal to go at the 12-yard line. He gets the snap and looks to throw. Fires over the middle, has a man at the 7. He's pushed down there, down at the 7-yard line.
Semmer Mazu came up from the safety position with a great sure tackle to stop him before he could get to the 5-yard line. And with the way that St. Aug kicks the football, look for them to go for it here.
It is fourth down and goal to go for St. Aug. The ball on the Rebels 7-yard line, and Terry Lucas in the shotgun for the Purple Knights. He'll have Donovan Joseph standing right. Football at the 7. There's the snap. Looking to throw.
He's in trouble.
He may run. He's at the 5. He is in.
Fumble.
Did he fumble the football? Scramble for it to the end zone.
We got it, guys. We got it.
The Rebels have it. The Rebels have it. Rebels recover the football. He fumbled into the end zone, and the Rebels have it. They'll get it out on the 20-yard line.
But who was it that made
Semmer Mazu?
Semmer came up with the football, but who made the hit at the goal line? Was that Noel? Somebody made a hit at the goal line to knock it away.
What a great job by the Rebels scrambling Terry Lucas. Almost in for the score. Had it knocked away, as Jim mentioned, just before he crossed the goal line. The ball bounded into the end zone. Whoever recovered the ball, it was a touchdown. It was recovered by St. Aug, but Semmer Mazu recovers for the Rebels, making it a touchback, and first down West Monroe at their 20-yard line.
Tyler Bordeaux with the hit, we're being told, that caused the ball to come loose.
Great job by the Rebels defensively. Here's Paul Turner and company. First down their own 20-yard line. Takes that ball inside to the fullback, who bangs it out to about the 22-yard line. A couple of yards in heavy traffic. It's Bubba Reeves carrying that time. He'll get 2 to the 22 to make it second down and 8 yards to go. The Rebels with 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter and a 6-0 Rebel lead.
Boy, do the Rebels ever dodge a bullet there. They fumble the ball at about their own 5-yard line, and they have to go on defense. They push St. Aug back on successive plays and then hold them out of the end zone on fourth down.
From the 22, second down, 8 yards to go. Again, the pro-I formation. Reeves at fullback, and back there at tailback will be Tashadi Charlton behind quarterback Paul Turner. He'll take the ball and Devin side to the fullback, who'll drive it out to the 25-yard line. Bubba Reeves again. 3 more yards on that play and brings up 3rd and 5 for the Rebels at their own 25-yard line. Clock running with under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter and a 6-0 Rebel lead. But of course, St. Aug just came within about a half a yard of tying the score when they fumbled into the end zone, had the Rebels recover the football.
I'll tell you what, the Rebels have run to the right side, their left side, but to the Purple Knight right side of the defensive line on just about every play.
Here's Turner, takes that football again. They're stopping play before the snap of the football this time as the whistles blow and the officials step in.
The Rebels illegally in motion, so instead of 3rd and 5, it's going to be 3rd and 10.
And that'll be back from the 20-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. First time the Rebels have it, they drove it 80 yards for a touchdown. Every play in that drive on the ground except one pass in that particular possession. Yeah, Turner got the touchdown.
That was a 10-play, 80-yard opening drive to open this football game. The first time the Rebels had it, the second time they fumbled it. This time, that 5-yard penalty brings up a 3rd down and 10.
3rd down 10 to their own 20-yard line for West Monroe. Turner sends a man in motion left to right, takes that football, drops back to throw, looks and fires. His pass intercepted back to the 15, the 10, the 5, and in for a touchdown for St. Aug. Picked off, and I think it was that man, Tyrone Matthew. The guy we talked about in the pregame show stepped right in front of the intended receiver, Jim. Nobody had a chance to lay a hand on him. He scores. We're tied, and St. Aug now for the extra point.
Well, they were running just a little crossing route to the receiver at the top of the field. Matthew broke on the ball, and it looked like it was a pass to him. Once he caught it, he just waltzed into the end zone. Paul Turner took a big shot on the play, and he's a little wobbly right now. But just like that, the Rebel offense giveth, and they giveth back now.
They do. Let's go to the field and check in with Stanley Doobie. Stanley.
Well, guys, that's why that kid's a high school All-American and a #1 recruit in Louisiana. It was a great play stepping in front of Manning there on the pass. And, guys, we got our work cut out for because it's a ball game right now.
And Terry Lucas has added the extra point. St. Aug has taken the lead. 59 seconds remaining in the first quarter in New Orleans. It's St. Aug 7, West Monroe 6. Hey, Mason's Pharmacy, your problem-solving pharmacy, the local guys for over 20 years. See Jay or Angie Wiley for all your retail and compounding needs right there at Mason's Pharmacy, 2403 Arkansas Road in West Monroe. Kickoff coming now by St. Aug after Matthews' interception and return. They kick it down the field.
Kane.
Rebels Kane has that ball back to the 20,
Big
25,
hole.
running to the 30, running to the 35-yard line, finally down the 40-yard line. Good kickoff return by the Rebels. Tyler Kane, Jim.
Yeah, nice return by Tyler Kane. He caught it, just kind of hesitated a little bit, let the wall form, got in behind it, and got the ball up to the 40-yard line. Great field position for West Monroe, but the last 2 times, the first time they had the football, a 10-play, 80-yard drive, perfection. The last 2 times, 2 turnovers, and the Rebels are lucky that they only are down by 1 point.
First down, their own 40 for the Rebels in the I backfield. Pitch it out, tailback. Talton has it, avoids a man, runs to the 40. Knocked out of bounds, though, at about the 41-yard line. Only a yard on the play as he took the pitch and ran left. Avoided one defender in the backfield, but then knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9 there for West Monroe.
Yeah, I don't think St. Aug really believes that West Monroe's going to throw the football much. And I think they're pretty much playing the run. Their corners are backing off a little bit. They have a safety, but they're devoting 8 men right now to the run.
Rebels send 2 receivers right in a slot I formation, West Monroe. 2nd down, their own 41-yard line, 2nd and 9. Paul Turner takes that ball. He is going to hand it off at the backfield and knocked down for a loss. Back at the 37-yard line is Tashadi Talton, or Kane that time, running from tailback. Sean Thomas penetrating to make the tackle for St. Aug. So the Rebels lose back to the 37-yard line, and it's 3rd down, 13 yards to go there.
St. Aug just coming. I mean, it seems like, they're just, sending people on a run blitz almost on every play. That's the old counter tray, a slow developing play. And St. Aug has sniffed it out both times the Rebels ran it.
Big 3rd down play here. 3rd down, about 13 yards to go as quarterback Paul Turner takes that ball, runs the option. He'll give it to the fullback,
Inside.
40. Reeves, 45. He's running with a football to 49-yard line, but knocked down there. He's short of the first down. Bubba Reeves with daylight. Finally, Teron Matthew wrestled him down at the 49, and Jim there is going to be 4th and about a yard and a half maybe needed for the first down for West Monroe.
Well, they've got to get just past midfield as the first quarter comes to an end. It looked like Bubba had a chance if he had not cut outside. If he had cut inside, I think he could have gotten the first down, but we'll find out what the Rebels are going to do when they come back.
We will. We'll be back with a second period of play after 12 minutes of football. It's St. Aug 7, West Monroe 6. sponsor of our Sideline Reports. The Rebels, as we begin the second quarter, Jim, are going to have the ball at their own 49. It looks as if they got to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah, it looks that way. We've got to raise PG's in-game scoreboard. Thibodeau 7, St. Paul 3, Westgate 7. That's South Lafourche nothing, but let's go back to the action.
Here we go, fourth down, a long yard, need for the first down, their own 49-yard line. Need to go just past the 50-yard line. Paul Turner barking signals for the Rebels. Long count by West Monroe as Turner awaits the snap. Ball on the 49, give it inside of the fullback. No, kept by Turner. First down to the 45-yard line. Paul Turner faking to the fullback. Bubba Reeves taking it down the left side, turning downfield. And a first down to the 46-yard line of St. Aug, where Lawrenceburg made the tackle.
Is all I can say. Acadiana 7, Shaw 6. So Thibodeau 7, St. Paul 3, Westgate 7, South Lafourche nothing. Acadiana 7, Shaw 6, and what a big play by quarterback Paul Turner.
Slot I set recep right for West Monroe. Turner down under center. As to Shotty Taunton back there at tailback. He'll take the ball and give it to Taunton running inside. Looks for running room, and he has some. He spins away and goes down about the 42-yard line. Good open field tackle. He had that one guy to get by, and he couldn't beat him. Down at the 42-yard line is Taunton. Good tackle by Maurice Sutton in the open field as Shotty had already beaten a couple of defenders on the play, and he got it down to the 42 where West Monroe has second down and 6 yards to go.
Little sprint draw, there by West Monroe to Shotty Taunton. If he gets by Sutton, he's gone.
Slot I again set to the wide side, right side of the football field. Kane and Taunton in the I backfield back there behind quarterback Paul Turner. Takes the ball. He's going to roll right. Turner looking to run the ball. He's down to the 40. He's down to the 35.
Still going.
He is down to the 30-yard line, still running. Finally, he's down about the 28-yard line. Great job by Paul Turner. Terrell McCall finally gets him down to the 28-yard line.
Great run by Paul. I think they were more interested in trying to strip the ball from Paul Turner than they were tackling him. He didn't lose the football and kept picking up yardage.
They put it down on the 29, so first down there. First down to the West Monroe Rebels at the St. Aug 29. Rebels trailing 7-6 with 10.5 minutes to play in the second quarter of this football game. Slot I set wide side, left side. Bubba Reeves in at fullback. Taunton the tailback, stacked in the eye behind quarterback Paul Turner. At the 29, Turner takes the ball, gives to Taunton, running inside, breaks one tackle. Mike Kane at tailback, and he's down to about the 26-yard line and stopped there. Tyler Kane from tailback that time. Didn't get the best of Mark on the football. Joseph Thread made the tackle. In fact, they put it down on the 27. So the gain is a couple of yards on the play to make it second down and 8.
And they're bringing in Trey Turner, the right guard, 6'3", 325 pounds. And they're going to play him at defensive tackle to try and stop this Rebel rushing attack.
Kane stays back at tailback. The fullback is Bubba Reeves. Paul Turner, second down 8, the 27-yard line. Takes that ball, gives it to Reeves. He's going to be pushed back, battling, but not much there. Maybe the 26-yard line, maybe not even that. Ran into a wall of tacklers that time for St. Aug, and they push him back. Led by Lawrence Burrell, the 220-pound defensive end. As they unpile, they put it down on the 27. Call it no gain. Third down 8 for West Monroe.
And West Monroe coming with a few more receivers this time. Maybe they'll try and spread the field a little bit.
9:20 to play in the second quarter. 7-6. The Rebels trail a big third down play here at the St. Aug 27-yard line. Kane and Taunton. Taunton back at tailback this time as the quarterback Paul Turner takes that football, pitches to Taunton. He'll sweep right to the 25. He is going to battle his way to about the 21-yard line and be stopped there. He is short of the first down by a couple of yards as he took the pitch and swept to the right side, and he got it down to the 21-yard line, Jim, where it's fourth down and about 2 for West Monroe.
Yeah, it's just outside the 21, and he's got to get just outside the 19. So 2 big yards the Rebels need, probably on the outer edge of field goal range right now. So they don't want to risk that and look for the Rebels to run the option.
Obviously a big play here. Reeves will be at fullback, Taunton at tailback behind quarterback Paul Turner. Need 2 yards. They need the 19. They have it on the 21.
They jumped.
And they jumped. They're stopping play. I think
St. Aug
jumped and came across. It should be a first down for West Monroe as the officials gather to talk it over.
You could tell Paul Turner with the hard count that time, and St. Aug jumped inside the neutral zone, but they're going to call it against West Monroe. Stanley, we're going to go to you with the Teresa's Flooring sideline report. I didn't see anybody move.
Guys, I didn't either, but I think he said 68 who they're saying. They're calling it on.
Well, they're just picking a number then.
I guess they are, because I was right there on the line of scrimmage. I did not see anything.
Well, that's a big call that went against West Monroe.
Yeah, the hard count by Turner trying to draw him off sides, and it looked as if it were successful. And now the Rebels ask for timeout. When we return, it'll be 4th down, about 7 for the Rebels. The ball on the 26-yard line of St. Aug. The Rebels back in New Orleans, Louisiana. The Rebels with a big play coming, trailing 7-6 with 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first half. And Jim, the football resting on the 26-yard line of St. Aug. They need to take it down to the 19 for the first down.
Yeah, and one of the most dangerous weapons for the Rebels offensively is on the bench getting his left ankle and foot wrapped. That's Tashadi Talton. So he injured his ankle, and he's not in the ball game.
That means Tyler Kane will run from tailback. Bubba Reeves in the game at fullback as the Rebels break huddle and come to the line of scrimmage. Deion Fowler wide to the right side of the football field. Cody Stone goes left. Shotgun for Turner on 4th down 7. Football on the 26-yard line of St. Aug, and here we go. Turner gets the snap and rolls left. He's throws back across the middle. The ball is caught.
Intercepted.
Oh, it's intercepted back around the 10, back to the 15, and out to the 16-yard line is St. Aug. It was caught, but caught by St. Aug as they return the football to the 16-yard line, and the Purple Knights take over the football. First down and 10, their own 16 with 8:09 remaining here in the second quarter.
Well, they threw it to Ivan Manning. It was a strike. He was open. Looked like he caught it, but then he was hit by Mathieu. Tyrone Mathieu. Mathieu knocked the ball up into the air, and then it was caught on the rebound, the ricochet by Sutton, Maurice Sutton. And just like that, what appeared to be a great play and a first down reception for West Monroe now turns out to be St. Aug's ball.
Purple Knights, first down, their own 16-yard line. Quarterback Terry Lucas in a shotgun, takes the football, hands off, running play. They run right, running out to the 20-yard line, to the 25-30, and out of bounds across the way is Sean Sherman Jackson. Out of bounds out around the 24-25-yard line.
And Stanley, if you get a chance, check on the status of Tashadi Talton, see how bad that ankle is, and if he has a chance to return.
They put it down on the 24. The gain is 8 yards on that play. It'll bring up 2nd down 2 for St. Aug, their own 24.
Jordan Allen in the ball game for the first time.
Lucas takes it, hands off, and in trouble. They got him in the backfield. Todd Gloss back at the 18-yard line. Rebels coming across there, making the tackle. Jordan Allen, Jim, there on that stop for the Rebels on a big loss.
So his first play of the game is a big one. I mean, that's a huge loss, and that brings up 3rd down now and long.
3rd down, 8 yards to go for St. Aug. The football on their own. Let's call it the 18-yard line. They had 3rd and 2 before that loss as Jordan Allen made the tackle. Quarterback Terry Lucas in a shotgun. He'll have Donovan Joseph standing to one side. 2 wide receivers each side of the football field. There's the snap. Lucas to throw, steps up. He's in trouble. He's down back at the 15-yard line. The Rebels have him back at the 15. The Rebels, Chucky Hunter is there for West Monroe, and Jacob Tyson, Jim. And the Rebels with a great job defensively.
Well, tremendous pressure on Terry Lucas. The Rebels get a sack, and they force a punt. We won't see Tashadi Talton this time. We'll see instead Tyler Kane, and folks, he's no slouch.
Maurice Sutton to punt the football as Tyler Kane awaits this punt around midfield for West Monroe. Sutton standing back around the 2-yard line, gets the pass in center, and he will get the kick away. A high punt. Going to be fielded and down at the 47-yard line of St. Aug by West Monroe. Good job fielding the football by Tyler Kane. The Rebels have it there in good field position. The St. Aug 47-yard line with 6:32 left in the first half of the game and trailing the Purple Knights 7-6. Let's take a Teresa Flooring sideline call to Stanley Doobie on the sideline.
Well, guys, we've taped both ankles of Paul Turner so that they don't know which that's hurt.
Is that Tashadi or Paul?
Tashadi.
Paul Turner and company. First down the 47. Turner runs the option, fakes, keeps it himself, battles his way, but pulled down for no gain the 47-yard line. Fake to the fullback and kept it himself. But a nice defensive play by the defender for St. Aug to pull him down to the 47-yard line. I think it was Lawrence Burrow. No gain on that play will make it 2nd and 10 for West Monroe. Actually, Gary Holmes had that tackle for the Purple Knights. 2nd and 10 Rebels at the St. Aug 47.
I tell you, that's a great open field tackle on Paul Turner. That's probably, when he's run it tonight, that's probably the only time they've stopped him for no gain.
Tight ends on both sides. One wide out goes left. They're forward to give it into the fullback, spinning his way forward. That's Kane battling to the 40. He's down to the 35-yard line, and a first down run for Tyler Kane. He got about 11 yards on that play, and a first down to the St. Aug 35-yard line for Tyler Kane. Gary Holmes finally wrestled him down.
Well, I tell you what, he had him by the jersey at about the 41. And he was hanging on to the jersey, but Tyler was pumping those legs, and he picked up the first down and another 6 yards as they were trying to, yank him down by the jersey.
Clock running with 5.5 minutes to play in the first half of the football game. Rebels down 7-6, but a first down to St. Aug 35. Here's Paul Turner down under center, takes that ball, fakes, rolls right, looks downfield, wants to throw, sets and throws. This pass is going to be incomplete to the 30-yard line. Threw it in the right flat, and the pass is incomplete.
Doncorius Powell just, he went up to catch it and kind of stone hands there, just knocked it down. The tight end was open on a crossing route, and I think the cornerback at the last moment saw it. Matthew did. He went over to the tight end. That left the fullback wide open in the flat. Nice pass. Would have picked up about 7 or 8 yards. He just dropped it.
The incomplete pass, though, will make it 2nd and 10 for the Rebels at the St. Aug 35-yard line. Slot I set right. Reeves at fullback. Kane back there at tailback behind quarterback Paul Turner. Takes the ball, gives to Kane running. He's to the 30, 25. First down to the 24-yard line of St. Aug is Tyler Kane of the Rebels.
Well, let me tell you now, that offensive line starting to go to work. Dylan Day, Andrew Bryan, Wilkerson, Stevens, and Hendricks, along with tight end Matt Bourgeois. It looks like when the Rebels go 2 receivers to one side, twin receiver set, they almost just leave one of the receivers open and instead focus on the run, the Knights do.
First down, the football on the 24-yard line of St. Aug as the Rebels take it inside of the fullback. He'll battle his way forward, but not much this time. Knocked down about the 23-yard line will be Bubba Reeves. So only about a yard on that running play for the Rebels. It'll be 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Interior lineman Monroe made the tackle as Bubba Reeves took the handoff. So the football rests on the 23-yard line of St. Aug, and it's 2nd down and 9 for West Monroe.
I tell you, time of possession heavily in favor of West Monroe, but they trail it 7-6, 4:34 and counting to go before halftime.
A pro line formation, West Monroe, with quarterback Paul Turner down under Signer barking signals. Then the 23-yard line takes that ball, runs the option, battles 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Rebels! Paul Turner for the Rebels.
Great fake inside by Paul Turner, just tremendous blocking. They like the right side of that St. Aug defense, the left side of the Rebel offense, but that right side, they think they had found a soft spot on the right side of that St. Aug defense.
The Rebels take the lead again, and let's head to the sideline to Teresa Flooring sideline report from Stanley Doopy.
Guys, we've been setting up that dive, and all of a sudden Paul Turner, they bit, and he went to the outside in a great touchdown run, breaking a couple of tackles there.
Cody Hollis, extra point is up and good. The Doopy Flooring extra point is good, and we'll return to New Orleans. 4:19 remaining in the first half of the game, and it's West Monroe 13, St. Aug 7. The Rebels have regained the lead here at Pat Gormley Stadium in New Orleans, 13-7. Paul Turner with both touchdown scores for the Rebels. And Jim, what about that Mason Pharmacy drive?
Well, I'm getting it as we speak. 6 plays, 47 yards, 2:13 off the clock. Paul Turner executing the option to perfection as the Rebels take the lead.
McCall and Matthew, dangerous return men, the 2 defensive cornerbacks, also the deep men on the return team. Cody Hollis will kick it off. Kicks it over everybody's head into the end zone. They were looking for the short pooch kick, so he kicked it over everybody's head right across into the end zone. That means St. Aug gets it out on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Cody Hollis there. Because you're right, Frank, 2 fine returners in McCall and Matthew come up. And Cody says, all right, you want to come up? I'll kick it over your head. He did just that. The Rebels, Frank, with 163 yards on the ground in the first half. They've dominated time of possession. 7 minutes to 5. I thought it might be even more lopsided. Yeah, but right now they've been able to run the football almost at will.
The big stat on the scoreboard is 13-7 the Rebels. As St. Aug takes the ball at their own 20-yard line and 4:19 left in the half. Running plays, they give it inside, hit down about the 21-yard line. Donovan Joseph got the football, but he ran into Chucky Hunter, Jim.
They got a flag
down on the 21. Flag on the play.
We got a personal foul. They tell us it may be against St. Aug number 2, but Hammer, I mean, with another big-time play, and let's see who lost their composure. Was it West Monroe or St. Aug?
The officials gathering to talk it over.
There's also a great hit on the play by Gonzo. Gonzo's the one that had him wrapped up underneath, Jim.
All right, Chase Gonzalez, and he continues. I mean, he continues to play well. It looked like the preliminary indication was going to go against St. Aug, but they're huddling, and that makes all of us nervous.
Yeah, quite a discussion, isn't it?
But it was number 2 for St. Aug that took a cheap shot, a late shot, against one of the Rebel players, and I didn't see any retaliation by West Monroe. Personal foul. St. Aug, personal foul. West Monroe.
Offside.
Oh, let me tell you, that was a. You got to have a little guts to make that call.
They call the personal foul on both teams, offsetting penalties. Are they going to play the down again?
Well, it should be second down. If they give him the down over again, that's adding insult to injury.
Now they moved it to second down. It should be
second down and 25, but instead it's going to be second and 10. You know, the West, and I think that's right. I think West Monroe, after being hit, turned to the referee to tell him what happened, like we're taught to do, and he gets a personal foul for turning to the official.
Second and 10 from the 20-yard line for St. Aug. Quarterback Terry Lucas in the gun. He's all by himself back there. Takes the snap, wants to throw, fires the pass. Short pass caught about the 23, maybe the 24, and down there. Well defended by West Monroe. They got it into the hands of the wide receiver and picked up 3 or 4 yards on the play. Mark Edwards made the catch. So it's third down and going to be about 6 yards need for the first down. The football resting at the St. Aug 24.
And Terrell Latham appeared to be offside on the play, but he got back in time. Third down.
Third down play. Lucas scrambling right, looking, throwing upfield. This pass is caught out of the 35-yard line and down the 36 of St. Aug as a first down reception. As they make the catch on the far side of the football field. And it will be that
Tyrone Matthew, 13.
Yeah, the guy that defensive specialist. They'll run him in on offense, and he made the catch. Jordan Allen made the tackle. But a first down for St. Aug. Football on their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, Lucas able to get outside containment that time and found the open receiver.
Lucas going to run the football right up the gut, and he goes to the 39, tripped up there. Only a couple, maybe 3 yards on the play, trying to get some running room inside. Somebody got an arm out, Jim, and tripped him up right along the 39-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was the arm of the turf.
May have been. I was looking for a defender.
You've got 2:53 and counting to go before halftime. 13-7 West Monroe.
Quick pass in the flat, caught, and down, losing yardage at the 38-yard line.
That's a penalty flag. Cade Stone came up, made the play, and then the receiver, frustrated, Ricard, slammed the ball into the turf, and that's a 15-yard penalty, and the clock is still running as we speak. And Coach Howes wants it to stop because this 15-yard penalty, which should be a penalty against St. Aug, will put them in a huge hole because that was after the play was over. So this should be third down and extremely long.
You're right. And here's the 15-yard step off going against the Purple Knights.
What a play by the freshman Cade Stone to stop Robert Ricard in the open field for no gain.
The penalty to move the ball back to the 24-yard line of St. Aug. And as Jim said, it's third down and long. They have to go all the way out to the 46-yard line for the first down.
So we got that 15-yard penalty after all.
Indeed, timely.
They got quad receivers to this side, Frank.
They do. Count them 4, and one goes right, leaving the quarterback Lucas in the gun all by himself.
But they got Matthew all by himself on the other side.
They'll try to get him the football probably as Lucas awaits the snap. Has the ball, looking, throwing from Matthew. Just throws it down the football field, and he is going to
He dropped it.
Dropped the football. It is incomplete at midfield. Had a chance to make the reception. A long incomplete pass as Robert Lay is on the coverage. It is 4th down. St. Aug will punt it with 2:33 left in the half, trailing the Rebels 13-7.
And you could just see it. You had 4 receivers to the left side, Matthew all to himself, and Robert Lay with a big hit, though, and I think that helped jar the ball loose. But a great play call by St. Aug. They just didn't execute.
Tyler Kane will go deep for West Monroe. I believe that's Kane back there. Is that right? Or is it Tashad? Yes, Kane. In punt formation, Sutton. The punt away by St. Aug. A line drive punt fielded by Kane at his own 40-yard line.
He's
Avoids
got
a man to the 45. Goes to midfield. Knocked down right along the 50 to the 49-yard line of St. Aug. 11-yard return by Tyler Kane, and the Rebels have the football in St. Aug territory. The St. Aug 49-yard line with a 1st down and 10. 2:23 remaining here in the first half, leading 13-7. Let's take a Teresa Flooring sideline report call to Stanley Duffy on the sideline.
Well, guys, on that on that 3rd down play, the coaches were upset because they did not have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. Those 4 receivers were off the line, and so was that far receiver. Should have been a penalty call there.
No penalty was called on that play. And here are the Rebels' 1st down, the St. Aug 49-yard line. And a shotgun for quarterback Paul Turner. Steps up, will run the ball, and he is going to be knocked down as he battles his way to about the 45-yard line, maybe the 44. Jim, what a great effort by Paul Turner.
How did he get 5 yards on that play?
Wow. He was hit back around the 48-yard line. Got it to the 44. It's 2nd down and 5 for the Rebels.
Well, they spread the field with all the receivers, and it was a designed quarterback draw, but unfortunately for West Monroe, St. Aug didn't spread its defense. They stayed inside, so there was nowhere for Paul Turner to run, and yet he still picked up 5 yards. Just a great individual effort.
The Rebels with receivers all over the football field and quarterback Paul Turner in the gun. 2nd and 5, the 44 of St. Aug. Big rush coming. Turner out of the pocket. Rolls left, avoids it and runs to the 40, 35. Turner the 30. Turner the 25. He's at the 20. Still running, and he's finally pulled down from behind inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. What a run by Paul Turner.
He got outside that time. He had to break 2 tackles in the backfield, but once he did, there was a huge lane up the middle, and then he just made people miss, and West Monroe, with 1.5 minutes to go, with the clock moving, has a chance to increase their 13-7 lead.
Well, a 1st down at the 13-yard line of St. Aug. Back to the I backfield they go. Reeves at fullback, Kane at tailback. The Rebels take it inside, pitch it out. Kane has it, running left, trying to turn the corner.
He got
10
there.
Down to the 5. Touchdown, Tyler Kane and the Rebels.
It was the stiff arm, Stanley, that allowed him to get away from the defender. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage, but a great stiff arm by Tashadi Townsend on a bad ankle, and he scampers in with a 19 points.
He sure did, and Tashadi's been wanting to get back in the game after he's got that ankle tape, and they've been waiting, and what appropriate time to put him in.
Tashadi Talton back into the game on the 13-yard touchdown run, and what a stiff arm, what a play. The extra point in the air by Cody Hollis is good. The Rebels have added to their lead with 1:10 remaining in the first half of this football game. It is West Monroe 20, camping off a fine drive. Of course, Jim, the defense set it up. They got great field position at the 49-yard line.
Oh, and it was a great play on the 2nd down by Cade Stone to stop Robert Ricard for no gain. Ricard got him set, slammed the ball to the turf. That 15-yard penalty made it almost impossible for them to pick up the 1st down. The Rebels had great field position. 4 plays, 49 yards, and 1:13 was all it took for the Rebels to increase their lead.
Cody Hollis will kick it off again for West Monroe.
I wouldn't kick it to
Field
this
to the
guy.
10. He's back to the 15-20, running 25-30, running the 35-40. He's going to midfield, 40, and he's down about the 40-yard line of West Monroe.
That's Matthew.
Cody Hollis made the tackle on Teron Matthew, and he got it back. Almost took it the distance, and the kicker, Cody Hollis, saved the score by making the tackle at the West Monroe 40-yard line.
Yeah, well, he knew he had to make the tackle after he kicked it to 13. So that's the only problem with that. But now St. Aug with 1:02. I mean, if they can score a touchdown, this would just be huge for the Purple Knights.
No doubt. They'll take the ball in Rebel territory after that kickoff return by Tyrone Matthew. 1st down and 10, the Rebel 40-yard line. Quarterback, Terry Lucas in a gun, has 3 receivers left. 2 men go right. Lucas all by himself gets the football. He fires. The pass caught the 35. They run to the 30-yard line and down there. Gained about 9 yards on that pass. I think that Donovan Joseph will check that, but he got about 9 as they put it down just outside the 30.
And the Knights have all 3 timeouts remaining.
Second down, about a yard to go. Back to throw again, Lucas.
Got a man
down
wide
the field, open down around the 5. Does he have it?
He dropped it.
He dropped the football. It is incomplete. Wow. Down there was Lorenzo Doss.
And it was Austin Kane that, I tell you what, he was beaten by 6-7 yards on the play. He did make up some ground, and I think he helped cause that incompletion. But Cade Stone was not on the field. They made a substitution, and that was his safety spot.
Third down and a 1. They'll take the ball. Quick pass again on the flat. This ball is caught, and a first down inside the 30, down to the 25, and out of bounds there. They get it to Lorenzo Dawson. He's out of bounds at 25, and that'll stop the clock with 30 seconds left and a half. And first down and 10, St. Aug at the Rebel 25-yard line.
Wow. Robert Lake coming in for Cade Stone, but Cade Stone was not in, he came onto the field late, and that was probably him that was supposed to help Austin Kane on that deep pass. Fortunate for West Monroe, he dropped it. Should have been 6. Now a timeout on the field.
With that timeout, we'll pause. 20-7, the Rebels. Hey, Jake Athright, financial advisor of Merrill Lynch, reminds all you Rebel fans listening to keep that Rebel spirit alive all the way back to the Dome and back right here in New Orleans. Well, the Rebels have a 20-7 lead, but Jim, a great opportunity for St. Aug to turn some momentum if they should score here from the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and Tyler Kane and Austin Kane, Tyler and Austin, the 2 corners in for West Monroe. 30 seconds to go. The Rebels up 20-7.
Terry Lucas in the gun, has the football. Big rush, comes out of the pocket, rolls right and throws, and this pass is incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 25 seconds left. Edwards, the intended receiver, bring it back to the 25. 2nd and 10 there for St. Aug.
Well, I tell you what, Terry Lucas, very elusive in the pocket. It looked like the Rebels had him. They came with a blitz from the outside, unblocked. I think was Jacob Tyson. But with a nice little step or 2, Lucas eluded him and should have had a completion.
Here he is throwing it down the football field, threw it up
Tyler
again.
Kane.
Tyler Kane has it. Yes! Picks it off back around the 5-yard line. Tyler Kane with the interception with 19 seconds left in the half.
And now you know why they put him at cornerback, Stanley. We'll come to you for Teresa's Flooring sideline report.
Well, guys, they just kept going to the right side and going to the right side. They wanted that one-on-one matchup with the big receiver they had, but I'm going to tell you what, Tyler Kane's got a pretty good vertical jump, went up and took the ball away from him and just made a good pick and a good read on that ball.
Well, the Rebels will have to take a knee, I think, Frank, 3 times because St. Aug has 2 timeouts here at halftime. They have them all at the 3.
But it's first down, so it should not be a problem as they come into the tight formation. Ball turn it down into center, and I assume that's exactly, they will indeed take the knee. Let's see if St. Aug will use their timeout.
Well, they ought to because he took a knee at the 2. If he keeps taking a knee, he's going to go back in the end zone.
But they're not. They're leaving the field, and the Rebels with a 20-7 lead at halftime. As they leave the field, Stanley will catch up, of course, with Coach Don Chow. Wow.
Hey, Coach, pretty good offensive playing by the Rebels tonight, except for the fumble that we've had. I thought we played well and controlled the line of scrimmage pretty good. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, if we don't throw the pick, I was telling him, no, let's run. No, it's there. Well, it was there all right for 7, and but I won't let him make that mistake again.
All right. Hey, of course, especially throwing it to the number 13 All-American kid who made a great move and picked inside. And he's also the one that we've kicked to a couple times. So we're going to try to kick to him again in the second half.
No, we're fixing to have a hanging at halftime on our kicker because he's been told not to kick to that man, and then he kicks it to him, and he's real scared. Like I told him, I said, we're better off if you kick it out of bounds. They get it on a 35 and kicking it to him. And, he's a heck of a runner, and I'm surprised they haven't had him in there at running back some tonight. But, we got to come out and continue doing what we're doing, and and just take off where we left from, because they got to kick off to us, and if we take it and drive and score, we make them put this thing away.
Good luck to you in the second half, Coach. All right, guys. Pretty good half by the Rebels, and except for the early turnover on the fumble, which the defense came up and did not get any points off of. And, of course, we get the ball back and then had the pick six with Matthew 13. That, guys, I'm going to tell you, watching this kid down on field, he's very, very fast. He's been covering Deion Fowler most of the time on my side of the field, and I've been watching him, but he really accelerates to the ball extremely well. And, of course, most of these people that are West Monroe fans that are not here tonight, you'll get to see this kid play next year at LSU, because he is definitely the real deal at cornerback.
All right, Stanley, thank you so much. Hey, Teresa's Flooring, tile, hardware, carpet, laminated, all countertops right there at Teresa's Flooring. The Rebels trailing earlier 7-6 during the first half with a 20-7 halftime lead. We'll be back and look at the first half stats after these messages. The second half gets underway. St. Aug is going to get the football to begin the second half.
Yeah, I think they won the toss, elected to defer. I think Coach Howes thought maybe he was going to get the football in the second half. But if our memory serves us right, it should be St. Aug with the option. And looks like Bo Benson is coming onto the field and will kick off for West Monroe. And we'll have to decide, or the Rebels will have to decide, do they kick it deep to Tyrone Matthew and Terrell McCall, which I don't think they will, or squib it, or have that kind of sky kick, you know. But on one occasion, McCall and Matthew came up for the sky kick, and that's when Cody did a great job by just kicking it over their head into the end zone.
Well, both these teams preparing to head onto the football field. We've had a record-long halftime as we'll see St. Aug receive the football to begin the second half, and Bo Benson is headed onto the field to kick it off for West Monroe. Cody Hollis had handled the kickoffs in most of the first half.
Well, what he's going to do, he's going to kick from the right hash. And if I had to guess, he's going to kick a sky kick well over to the left side, of the field, which would be away from Tyrone Matthew.
They have no deep guys, Jim, so Bo could kick it over their heads.
Yeah, I bet he's going to sky kick it.
Bo Benson approaches the football, and the second half will be underway here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Here's the second half kickoff.
It's a sky kick out of bounds.
And they're going to kick it out of bounds. So that means that St. Aug will get the football out on the 35-yard line. Coach Schaus mentioned that, talking to Stanley as they left the field. Maybe that was the best strategy to use.
Yeah, that ball was about 15 to 20 yards out of bounds. I guess St. Aug could have elected to make West Monroe kick it again.
They could.
But I think they're going to go ahead and get the football at the 35. And really, right now, for West Monroe, you just want to stop the big play, and the big play is made by guys like Tyrone Matthew. If they don't touch the ball, it's kind of hard to make a big play.
I see Jordan Allen is in there, defensive end. Jordan, of course, questionable with a turf toe injury, but he's been out there and playing well. First down and 10 from the 35-yard line for St. Aug beginning the third quarter. 20-7, the Rebels have the lead. The quarterback's going to run the football. He is going to go down. He may get back to the line of scrimmage. He will, and will fall to the 36-yard line. 1 yard gain on the play, and Jacob Tyson there to make the tackle on Terry Lucas. It'll be 2nd and 9, St. Aug at their own 36-yard line.
You know, the Rebels bring in an awful lot of pressure on the quarterback. So what do you run on the first play of the second half? You get that pressure coming up. Hopefully you can run it right inside that pressure. But a great job by Jacob Tyson to stop the quarterback draw.
One running back standing alongside the quarterback, Terry Lucas, but he wants to throw and he fires. This ball caught at the 42-yard line and pushed back from there. They'll be short of the first down as they make the catch over the center of the football field. Robert Tillman made that grab of the pass from Terry Lucas.
Ty Noel
is there for West Monroe to make that stop at the 43. So, Jim, it means it's going to be third down and about 2 now for St. Aug.
They have to get to the 45, obviously, because they started this drive right on the 35 with the kick out of bounds.
Quarterback, Lucas goes down under center. Donovan Joseph, the running back, the lone running back behind him. There are 2 wide receivers each side of the football field. They need 2 yards for the first down. They'll take the ball, quick pass in the flat. That ball is caught, and they'll have the first down across to the 50-yard line and out of bounds there. Did they throw a penalty marker, or did they stop play?
They didn't, but big number 77 moved. I mean, he moved early. He flinched before the snap of the ball. The officials didn't catch it, and it's a first down reception for St. Aug.
And that was caught by Ricard, Robert Ricard. First down just shy of midfield. Jacob Tyson bumped him out of bounds at the 49-yard line of St. Aug. So St. Aug, the first down of the second half. Pass in the right flat. That ball caught and knocked down for a loss.
He dropped it.
Oh, he dropped it. Pardon me. He dropped the football. Caught it for a moment, bobbled it, and dropped it. An incomplete pass. Bring it back to the 49. Second down and 10 yards to go. Actually, if he'd caught the football, he would have lost some yardage on the play.
Yeah, it kind of went right through his hands, but then bounced right back up to him as he kept running.
Second down, 10, football on the 49. Here's Lucas in the gun, has Joseph with him, and they are stopping play, and flags are down before the snap.
Well, you know, when they stop it like that, illegal procedure call against St. Aug, they caught it there. And the Rebels showing blitz, brought a couple of linebackers, and you had one of the offensive linemen for St. Aug flinch. Second down and 15.
Ball back on the 44-yard line for St. Aug as we have a minute and a half into the third quarter play. Donovan Joseph in the backfield along with the quarterback Kerry Lucas in the gun. Two wide receivers each side of the field. Kerry Lucas has the snap, looks to throw.
He's in trouble.
After him, and he is going to be down. He's sacked back at the 35-yard line.
The Tyson brothers.
Both the Tysons. Jacob Tyson and Jonathan Tyson combining on the sack, and they lose big yardage, Jim, back to the 35-yard line.
And it was Jacob coming from the blind side, and that time Lucas just never saw him, and he ran him down from behind with a little help from his big brother. Well, this is third down and over 20, about 22.
Football back on the 30, about the 36-yard line of St. Aug. They need to go to the Rebel 41 for a first down.
Got a light rain sprinkling down.
Kerry Lucas in the gun. Back to throw it. Rebels.
He's in trouble.
Steps up, and he's going to be knocked. He breaks away, though, to the 40-yard line. Now he's going to be knocked down about the 42-yard line.
Ty Noel was the one that finally wrapped him up because it looked like he was going to get through like he did earlier in the game on a third and long.
But he did that time as Ty Noel and his friends make the tackle and put him down on the 41-yard line. Fourth down on a punting situation for St. Aug, and a good job by the Rebel defenders. You
know, a lot of people say that opening possession of the second half is so critical, and the Rebel defense was strong to the task.
Maurice Sutton to punt the football. One-man rush for the Rebels. The kick is away.
And they ran into it.
Flag is down. The ball is going to bounce, and it'll be bouncing back toward the St. Aug end of the field and killed about the Rebel 41-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker.
Yep.
Automatic first down. Wow. Big mistake by the sophomore Terrell Latham. You know, the 15 yards doesn't give him a first down, but I think he said automatic. I saw the officials say automatic, but we have another flag across the way.
Stanley, are you aware of what's going on there?
No, it looks like the back judge back here has I don't see a flag down, but they're talking about something. I don't know what they're talking about, so we could have offsetting penalties here.
That's the only thing the Rebels could hope for. Personal foul, roughing the kicker, West Monroe. Illegal shift against what? They said we touched the football. Illegal touching. Who touched it?
I don't.
But it looks as if it's going to be West Monroe's football because they're going.
No,
it's not.
If the Rebels touched it, if they say the Rebels touched it, then it's St. Aug's ball. But
wow.
I didn't see a Rebel player anywhere near the football.
They're putting the ball on the Rebel 40-yard line, and it is a first down there for St. Aug.
So they're saying the Rebels touched it. One of the gunners,
wow,
blocking on the short kick, and so they recover the fumble. Wow, he's right.
First down for St. Aug at the Rebel 40. Lucas to throw, fires. That ball caught and down to the 35-yard line, and knocked down there will be Robert Ricard. He got about 5 yards of the completed pass. Quick pass into the left flat, and Ricard to the 35 will make it 2nd and 5 as Kyle Pizzolato is there to make that tackle for the West Monroe Rebels.
Also, J.D. Brown coming up from his corner position with a nice tackle on the play, but a huge break for St. Aug.
Purple Knights 2nd and 5 after that break with a football on the Rebel 35-yard line. Lucas gets the snap in the gun. He will pass into the flat. This ball is incomplete, I believe.
It is.
They trapped it at the 31-yard line. Incomplete pass. Bring it back to the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5 yards to go there. for St. Aug. Mark Edwards, the intended receiver, with the pass just thrown low that time by Terry Lucas.
And I think Lucas is so concerned about that pressure that he's faced tonight you know, I think he's just kind of out of rhythm right now as Tyrone McHugh comes off the field.
Big play here, 3rd and 5. Joseph in the backfield. They'll pass right flat. Ball caught down to the 30. They'll have the first down to the 25-yard line and down there. That'll be Mark Edwards again. And he caught the pass in the right flat and picks up the first down. He is down to the 26-yard line of West Monroe, and a first down there for St. Aug.
Kyle Pizzolatto on that tackle along with Austin Kane for West Monroe.
St. Aug going quickly out of the gun. Here's Lucas looking to throw it again, and he fires complete to the 20-yard line and out of bounds there inside the 20-yard line. Again, it's that same man, Edwards, who makes that grab, and they'll gain yardage in the play to the 20-yard line, about 7 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down, 3 yards to go for the Purple Knights.
Yeah, but the Rebels, they're trying to get men on and off the field, and they better hurry. They've got too many. This no-huddle offense is creating some havoc for the defensive personnel.
Lucas for St. Aug. 2nd down, 3, the 20. Takes the ball to throw it again. He fires. This ball
got
caught
a man.
the 15 to the 10. Battling to the 5 and out of bounds at the 5-yard line. That is Robert Tillman who made the grab that time. And Tillman down to the 5. St. Aug has first down and goal to go, capitalizing, of course, on that big penalty situation on the punt.
Yeah, well, bigger than the penalty was the muff.
Fumble, right, the muff.
Yeah, and that time he ran over J.D. Brown, and West Monroe's going to have to take a timeout. They're trying to get guys on the field defensively, and St. Aug's running a play.
7:57 to play in the 3rd quarter of the football game. St. Aug has first down and goal to go. The Rebel 5 will be back. The Rebels lead it 20-7. Opening possession, 3rd quarter, and capitalizing on a muff on the punt. West Monroe would have had the football. St. Aug maintained possession. They've driven it down the field, mostly the passing of Terry Lucas, Jim, and it's 1st and goal at the 5.
And he's going to the short passing attack. The quick passes before the pressure can get to him. He's throwing the ball mostly in the flat.
From the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. He'll run the football. Lucas, he is going to be hit and losing yardage on that play. He's down back around the 7-yard line. Great job, Terrell Lathan, coming across with others for West Monroe. Let's see where they give him his progress. The 7, they'll lose 2 yards on that play. Chucky Hunter also off the bottom of that pile. It'll be 2nd down, goal to go from the 7.
Yeah, and look for St. Aug. I think they've got to throw it, but they're bringing in the fullback, and they're going to get in an I formation and go. Looks like a tight end, maybe 2 tight ends.
Oh, wow, tight formation. Only one wide out. Will be left. Joseph at tailback. Thibodeau, the fullback, behind quarterback Terry Lucas. 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. They give it off to the tailback. He's at the 5. He's down to the 4. He'll be stopped there. Maybe the 3 for Donovan Joseph. It'll be 3rd down, goal to go from just outside the 3-yard line for St. Aug.
Looked like Jace Gonzalez and Robert Lay that time for West Monroe.
Sam Ramaju also off that pile. 3rd down, goal to go. Football really a little outside the 3-yard line.
Looks like St. Aug just wants to run it.
Same high backfield, tight ends on both sides, unbalanced line. They give it again to the tailback. He is hit in the backfield. He drives forward to the 2, and he stopped there. It's going to be 4th down and goal to go near the 2-yard line. Joseph was hit in the backfield. He did manage to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe gained a little yardage on the play. Jacob Tyson there for West Monroe. In fact,
Chucky
they put
Hunter
the ball near the 3-yard line where it's 4th down and goal to go.
Yeah, big Chucky Hunter from his defensive tackle position. I think he's at a defensive end. He came all the way across the field. Timeout now. Big play for St. Aug.
We'll keep it here this time and a chance to head to the sidelines and check in with Stanley for this Teresa Flooring Sideline Report. Teresa Flooring, your one-stop shop for all your flooring needs. Stanley?
Hey, well, guys, if we ever need a stop, this is the stop we need to have. And I thought we had it the first series earlier before we got the penalty or the slash touching the football, and, of course, St. Aug getting the ball back. But if we could ever get a stop right here and hopefully move the ball a little bit, give our defense some rest. I don't think we need to score points this drive, but it's important that we do move the ball if we stop them and give our defense a rest. I also want to tell you, I just got through talking to Reggie Bush of the New Orleans Saints. Had to go over there and talk to him, and I tried to see if I could get him after the 3rd quarter to get an interview, and he said if he's here and he's not left, he will come over and talk to us. But, guys, I just say, hey, Bill, I know you're listening, but, this time it's good for me to be on the sideline.
Here we go. It is 4th down, goal to go for St. Aug. What a huge play with 6:21 left in the third quarter.
Tyrone Matthew at tailback.
Expecting to get the football. Matthew dotting the I at tailback from the 3. They pitch it to him. He'll sweep to the right side. He's going to try to turn the corner. Did he get it? He's close.
Yes.
Yes, touchdown, St. Aug. He barely crossed the goal line, Jim. He kept going right. The Rebels strung him out and couldn't quite keep him out of the end zone as they put their outstanding athlete, Tyrone Matthew. They just pitched him the football and let him sweep right.
The ball was at the left hash, so he had the entire right side of the field. They had a tall sweep to the right, and he kind of hesitated a little bit, froze some of the Rebel defenders, and then turned on the Jets and just barely looked like Reggie Bush leaning across the corner of the end zone.
He did. Nicholas Mina now for the extra point for St. Aug. The snap, the placement, the extra point in the air, and that kick is good.
He got it. He got it.
We're midway through the third quarter. The Rebels yet to get the football in the second half of the football game, and it's a one-touchdown game. We'll be back to New Orleans. It's West Monroe 20, St. Aug 14. St. Aug took the second half kickoff. They punted the football. The Rebels muffed it. They went on. They maintained possession. Used up almost half the third quarter. Now they'll kick it off the Rebels. Here is the kickoff by St. Aug.
Tyler Kane.
Kane back around the 10, picks it on the ground to the 15. Comes
He's
back
got a
to the
seam.
20, 25-30. Spins away at the 35, running to the 40. Still going to the 44-yard line is Tyler Kane of the Rebels.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he hadn't been spun around by an arm tackle, he might have taken that with a distance. The arm tackle, he broke it, but it slowed him down and slung him in a different direction. But another great return by Tyler.
No doubt about it. And a first down Rebels. First time, Jim, the Rebels have had the ball in the second half, and there's 6:06 to play in the third quarter.
And they need to take care of it, and they could use some points.
Run from a pro-I formation. I backfield behind the quarterback. Paul Turner takes that ball to the fullback, straight ahead, bangs it across the 45. That'll be Tyler Kane to the 47-yard line, 3 yards on that play.
No mistake.
Pardon me. Go ahead, Jim.
No mistake about what the Rebels want to do. They want to run the football. They've run it. They've had the most success just simply running the option.
They put it on the 43. Going to call it 6 on the play. Second down. 4 on the play. Second down and 6. Same formation, the Rebels in an I backfield behind Paul Turner. He'll take that ball and fake and keep it himself and be crossing midfield and down the 49. A couple of hard-earned yards that time off the option by Turner. Ronaldo Thomas knocks him down on the St. Aug 49, where the Rebels have third down and about 3.
We think back Tyrone Matthew with both touchdowns. He had an interception return for a touchdown for St. Aug, and now a little toss sweep on 4th and 3. And, LSU certainly getting a good player next year.
No doubt. 20-14, the Rebels have the lead. Right now, big third down play, 3rd and 3, as quarterback Turner takes the ball, runs the option, and he will give it to the fullback. Stops short at about the 47-yard line. Tyler Kane running from fullback. In fact, it's going to be near the 48-yard line. Very little yardage on that play. It is going to be 4th down, 2.5 yards needed for the first down for the Rebels. Football just inside the 48-yard line of St. Aug.
Yeah, he didn't get anything on that. That was a big third down play by the Purple Knight defense, and they bring in a big fella, Kevon Roy, 5'11", 280-pounder.
And the Rebels are not punting the football. They're going for it on 4th down. 4th down, almost 3 needed. Here's Turner barking signals, waiting the snap. Paul Turner for West Monroe. Long count for the Rebels. I backfield behind him. Takes that football, runs the option, runs it. First down over 40-yard line. He's running to the 36-yard line. Turner keeping off the option himself on a big first down run. That gained about 11 yards on the play and a first down to the St. Aug 36-yard line.
But Tashadi Talton didn't carry it, but had to come off the field. He just can't run on that leg, so Tyler Kane now goes back to tailback. Don Corius Powell in at fullback.
Those two stacked in the eye behind quarterback Paul Turner, who just carried for that first down to the 36-yard line. Turner with wideouts on each side. Busted play. He'll run the ball himself, and he will draw a crowd and go down the 35. Managed a yard on the busted play. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the St. Aug 35-yard line for the Rebels. Matthew Kelly and others making the tackle on Paul Turner. He looked one way, the running back the other, Jim, and Paul got all he could, which is about a yard on the play.
Well, Paul Turner went left. The blocking was in the left. The tailback went left, but the fullback went right. That was Don Corius Powell, and I think that was the play, the give to the fullback. Unfortunately, the fullback wasn't there.
2nd and 9, Rebels from the 35-yard line of St. Aug with 3:18 to play in the third quarter and a 20-14 lead over St. Aug. Reeves at fullback, Kane at tailback behind quarterback Paul Turner. 2nd down 9, Turner pitches out, running left.
Got the
Kane
corner.
has the football. He's tripped up with a good tackle at the 33-yard line. An open field tackle as Tyler Kane was trying to turn it downfield, and he is knocked off his feet at the 33-yard line of St. Aug, gaining only 2 yards on that play.
Couldn't get the corner, but we've got a flag down on the field at about the 32 or 33-yard line, thrown right in the middle of the pile. And so that's probably going to go against West Monroe. And that would be a big penalty because West Monroe, hasn't felt comfortable throwing the football tonight. Holding is going to be the call. So the first holding call of the night goes against West Monroe.
If St. Aug refused the penalty, it would be 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, well, if I'm St. Aug, I'd take that penalty and force the Rebels into 2nd down and long.
And they will too. They'll step off the 10 yards against the Rebels, move the ball back to the 43. The Rebels will get the play again, of course. Now it's going to be 2nd down and long, of course.
And this is what they want. They want the Rebels to try and throw the football. The Rebels completing only 1 of 4 passes and 2 interceptions tonight.
2nd and 17 for West Monroe. Turner down into center. Split backfield this time. Yes, takes the ball, dropping straight back to throw. Sets and fires in the flat. Incomplete. Intended in the right flat that time for Kane, I believe. The incomplete pass will make it 3rd down and 17 for West Monroe at the St. Aug 43-yard line.
Well, they were trying to run Adrian Manning deep, hoping that the defense would go with him, and that would allow Tyler Kane to be open in the flat. They didn't go with Adrian Manning. They keyed on Tyler Kane. He dropped it. It was a low pass, and he didn't have any room to run had he caught it. So now it is 3rd and very long.
Incomplete pass, stop at the clock with 2:44 remaining in the third quarter. 20-14 Rebel lead, and a big play here. 3rd down long, 3rd and 17 the Rebels. They need to go down to the 26 for the first down.
Oh, my goodness.
Bad snap. The Rebels got to go try to pick it up, and they do way back of their own field, and it's down way back at the Rebel 40-yard line. Huge loss on that play.
Well, they had a man coming in motion. They had 3 receivers to the left. One of those receivers came in motion, and as he came in motion, at about the time he crossed the center snapped the ball. Paul obviously wasn't expecting it, and so there's a loss of about 15 on the play, and what looked to be a promising drive after a 4th down conversion just went AWOL.
First punt of the game for the Rebels, and Samar Maju standing his own 27 to receive the pass from center.
Guess who's back deep?
Matthew. There's the snap and the punt away, a line drive kick. Bouncing at the 40, 35-30. They're going to let it go, and it's going to go dead down around the 27-yard line of St. Aug. That's where the Purple Knights will have the football. Their own 27-yard line with 1:54 left in the third quarter and trailing the Rebels 20-14. Let's head to the sidelines. A Teresa Flooring report from Stanley Duffy.
Well, guys, it's interesting enough. St. Aug looks like they've got a little spirit over the sidelines right now because, of course, if they can take the ball and drive down there and score, and they can go ahead of the Rebels right here. So the defense, if we ever need a stop, right now is the time we need to have a stop.
Well, there's a penalty on the play. Illegal procedure was called against West Monroe, and rather than make the Rebels kick it again to their great return specialist, St. Aug's going to decline the penalty and take the ball at the 27. They feel like they can move it right where it is.
First down, St. Aug, their own 27-yard line with 1:54 left in the third quarter. Quarterback Terry Lucas gets the snap, runs the ball himself, and he will go down and gaining a yard or 2 out near the 29-yard line. Jordan Allen on the tackle at the 29. They'll gain 2. I think it was run all the way, Jim, as Lucas just tried to carry the football. Rebels contained him well. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Again, that play is designed to slow down that pass rush from West Monroe. And even though they didn't pick up much, if they can slow it down just a little bit, they can complete some passes.
Lucas in the gun again. 2nd and 8 to 29. Looks to throw, fires, far side. Caught for the first down to the 40, 45. Matthew is out of bounds at the 45-yard line of St. Aug. So that man again Tyrann Matthew making the catch on a first down to the 45-yard line where Jacob Tyson runs him out of bounds.
And that time they threw it to Matthew before he ever broke his route. So as soon as he broke out and turned around, the ball was there.
Here's Lucas to throw it again. Rebels after him. He rolls right. They have him. He's sacked back at the 39-yard line. Rebels get to it. They lose 6 yards on that play.
Big Jordan Allen, also Terrell Latham. And I think Jonathan or Jacob Tyson coming off the edge.
They put it down on the 40, so the loss is 5. It's second down, 15 yards to go. The Purple Knights at their own 40-yard line after they are sacked on that pass play.
And, of course, St. Aug is not huddled all night, and so that makes it difficult for Coach Arledge to get in defensive replacements.
Shotgun for Terry Lucas. Has Sherwin Jackson with him back there. But Lucas stepping back to throw, and he fires in the flat.
Got a man.
The 45 to the 50-yard line and down to the 48-yard line. Good open field tackle. The tackle made there at the 48-yard line. The Rebels, Terrence Getrick with the open field tackle, but they complete the pass, Jim, and advance into Rebel territory. And they'll have the ball on the 48-yard line of the Rebels and third down and 3.
And 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds remain in quarter number 3 as Tyrone Matthew is in the slot to the right side.
Terry Lucas in the gun, awaiting the snap. He takes the football. He will throw into the flat. That ball is caught by Thew. Our first down to the 43-yard line of West Monroe as the third quarter expires. So the third quarter has come to an end, and quite a football game here in New Orleans. We'll be back with the final period of play. It's West Monroe 20, St. Aug 4. Ready to begin the final period of play here in New Orleans. Frank Hoffman, Jim Narr, Stanley Doobie, Blake Wheelis, Cynthia Holliday. It is first down, Jim, for St. Aug. They have it at the 43-yard line of West Monroe, and a big series coming right here.
It certainly is. A touchdown and an extra point would put St. Aug in the lead. They trailed by 6, but I don't think the Rebels had it but once in the third quarter, so the time of possession shifted in the third quarter. St. Aug had it almost the entire quarter.
Terry Lucas is in a shotgun, has one running back with him back there. I think that is Sean Sherwin Jackson. Two receivers are right, 2 are left.
They're trying to get the change untangled across the way.
St. Aug moving from our left to right, north to south here at Tad Gormley Stadium. They trailed 20-7 at halftime, 20-14 as we begin the final period. Lucas sends a man in motion, left, leaving himself back there all by himself in a shotgun from the 43. There's the snap. Pass away, and that ball caught at the 38 down to the 35. Then battling to the 33-yard line is Robert Tillman. He is near first down territory with that reception of the pass from Terry Lucas. It is a first down as they, or is it? They have not moved the chains yet. They put it down actually.
Now they're moving the chains.
Now they're moving the chains at the 33 of West Monroe. First down for St. Aug. Terry Lucas in the gun awaits that snap, has the football. He will roll right and pass. It is caught, short gain to the 30-yard line. They'll gain 3 yards of that completed pass. Into the hands of number 9, Mark Edwards. It is second down and 7 from the Rebel 30-yard line.
You know, and I don't think, as I look at the third quarter stats, I think the Rebels picked up maybe a yard or 2 in the third quarter. Of course, that snap that they lost on third down, the big lost yardage there, really hurt them. But the Rebels with no offensive output in the third quarter.
Terry Lucas in the gun and second and 7 to the 30. Looks to throw. He fires it way down the field. This ball caught at the 5, in for a touchdown is number 7, Robert Ricard for St. Aug. St. Aug has just tied the score with 11:03 left on the game with the extra point coming.
That time, Cade Stone, he thought he had some help over the top with the safety, but he didn't have it. And just a nice throw and catch. They kept throwing the little out routes, the shorter routes, and finally the quarterback threw a strike down the field for a touchdown.
Huge extra point coming right here for Nicholas Mina and the Purple Knights of St. Aug. If they hit this extra point, they will take the lead over the Rebels for the first time in this game.
I know they led 7-6.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Pardon me. There's a snap. The placement. The extra point is in the air. It is no good. The Rebels block it.
They blocked it.
Hand on it. Yes. The kick is no good.
Blocked.
And we are tied at 20 with 11:03 left in the football game. Robert Lay got a hand on that football.
And Frank, quarterback Terry Lucas is 10 for 10 in the second half. 10 for 10 throwing the football with a touchdown, and he's now up over about 140 yards passing on the night.
Teresa Flooring, your one-stop shop for all your flooring needs. Let's head to the sidelines and check in with Stanley.
The guys, those short pass, y'all been talking about it all night long, but what St. August doing is just 5 and out, hitting the short passes, moving the ball down the field like that, and all of a sudden we got isolated one-on-one on the far side, and of course Cade thought, I guess he had help over there on that on the other side, and they just absolutely blew past him for a wide open touchdown.
Deshaunte Talton is deep for the Rebels on this
Squib
kickoff
kick.
return.
He kicked that ball laying flat on the ground. Kane's got it.
Kane's got it to the
That's
25.
Turner.
And down about the 25-yard line of the Rebels.
Frank, that was an 8-play, 72-yard drive by the St. Augustine Purple Knights, their second touchdown in the second half, and they have stormed back from a 20-7 deficit. They've tied the football game, and I'm corrected. Lucas is 10 of 12 in the second half, but that's still pretty doggone good.
No doubt about it. First down, Rebels, their own 25-yard line. They'll have to get it cooking right here as they come to the line of scrimmage. One wide receiver each side of the football field. Reeves at fullback. Tyler Kane at tailback behind quarterback Paul Turner from the 25. Turner takes that ball, hands off to Kane, running right. He runs out to the 28-yard line. He'll be knocked down there. 2-3 yards in heavy traffic for Tyler Kane as he's knocked down by right along the 20, near the 28-yard line. We're going to call it second down and 7 yards to go for the Rebels.
A little sprint draw action that time from the Rebels offense. And it looked like there was going to be a little bit of room to run, but right now St. Aug just doesn't believe that the Rebels are going to throw it, and I'm not sure the Rebels are going to throw it either.
Here's Turner down under center, high backfield behind him. Second down, 7, their own 28-yard line. He fumbles the snap, picks it up, and still running. Now will go down back around the 25-yard line. Paul Turner managed to pick it up after fumbling the snap, but Kendrick Tillman knocks him down back at the 25. So they lose 3. It's 3rd and 10, the Rebels at their own 25. Clock running with 10 minutes left in the game and a 20-20 tie.
And the Rebels really don't have the services of Deshaunte Talton because of his bad ankle. And when all you do is run the football, you can't have any negative plays, and that 3-yard loss brings up 3rd and 10. And boy, you'd hate to give it right back to the Purple Knight offense.
Reeves and Kane in the eye backfield behind the quarterback. Turner, 3rd down, 10, the 25. Turner takes the ball, fakes, rolls left, looks to throw, steps up.
He's in trouble.
He's sacked. He's down back at the 18-yard line. The Rebels are going to have to punt the football. It is 4th down and long as quarterback Paul Turner is sacked at the 18 by Gary Holmes of St. Aug.
Well, they faked the counter trade. He was going to bootleg out, but St. Aug, the play fake didn't hold the linebackers. They were just coming. They feel like they can cover our receivers with single coverage, and they just bring everybody they can.
Here's the punt away by...
Blocked!
It is blocked. The ball is in the end zone. They're trying to recover it. Will they get to the football?
St. Aug's got it.
St. Aug touchdown.
They blocked the kick. So they didn't need Tyrone Matthew to run it, and Sammer Maju is hurt. And he's not getting up.
Goodness gracious.
My, oh my. How the complexion of this game has changed since halftime. The Rebels led it 20-7. But the only time they got it in the third quarter, they just kind of self-destructed with a holding penalty and a bad snap in a shotgun formation. St. Aug has scored twice, now 3 times this time on a block kick. So they have 2 defensive touchdowns, a block kick, and an interception return for a touchdown.
And, of course, scrambling for the football. Rebels are trying to get on in the end zone. If they'd have covered it, Jim, it would have been a safety. It would have been 2 points. That would have been helpful, but still not the touchdown. Now it's 26-20. But still plenty of time left. 8:52 left in the football game as St. Aug will try the extra point. Let's check in with Stanley on the sideline.
Well, guys, it looks like Sammer was holding either his hand or his forearm or something. And I think the way he tried to dive on the ball when the guy, they were both diving for the ball in the end zone, must have landed on it wrong. But just a bad turn of events for the Rebels right now.
I think they're going for two. They are lined up to go for two, 3 yards away. They'll take the football and fake and roll right. The pass away, and it is incomplete. Incomplete. The try for two is no good. It is a 6-point game.
The pressure by Kyle Pizzolatto. But I tell you what, Lucas with a pretty good pass just outside the outstretched arms of his receiver.
Goodness gracious, we'll be back. 8:52, plenty of time left on the football game, but St. Aug has taken the lead. It is St. Aug, quick kick by St. Aug, picked up by the Rebels, back around the 15-yard line, return to the 20, out to the 25-yard line, and Cade Stone down there about the 26.
There's a penalty flag thrown. It came in from one of the back judges. Deion Fowler thinks it's on St. Aug, but we're in New Orleans.
Waiting for the referee.
Chop block. West Monroe, illegal block against the Rebels.
Rebels had returned the kickoff to the 26, but of course this penalty will back them up.
And now the Rebels bringing out their tight end. That's a half the distance to the goal penalty, so the Rebels trail by 6, and they're going to start at their own,
13-yard line,
13-yard line.
First down and 10, the Rebels at their own 13-yard line with 8 minutes, 46 seconds left in the game, trailing 26-20.
And no Tashadi Talton.
And Turner operates out of the shotgun on first down from the 13-yard line. Paul Turner, the Rebels, awaiting the snap, has the football. Will look to throw, looks right. Now he's going to run, has room, 15, 20. Turner, 25. He's to the 29-yard line down there. First down, run, and more for Paul Turner, scrambling out of the gun after back to throw the football. First down at their own 29-yard line for the Rebels. Tyrann Mathieu made the tackle.
Look, that was a run all the way. He faked a pass to the receiver that came in motion on the left side and then ran it back to the right. He got the defense to move to, to his left. Then he ran it back to the right, and a great call, a big gain, and they got the Rebels out of a hole.
Got that penalty yardage back. First down their own 29-yard line. Again, the shotgun for Turner. Awaits the snap back there. Paul Turner has the football. Will throw into the left flat. Ball caught by Kane. Runs to the 30, and he battles his way to the 33-yard line. And knocked down there is Tyler Kane. He'll gain about 5, maybe 6 yards on that play. They'll put it down near the 33. In fact, now we're going to call it a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. And Tyrell McCall made the tackle.
That time they brought Kane in motion. They had faked it to the motion man, I think, who was manning the play before. This time they threw it to the motion man, Kane, and he squirted his way for about 4 yards.
The Rebels have 2 receivers to the right side. They will have quarterback Paul Turner in the gun again. 2nd down, about 6. Turner takes the ball, rolls right.
He's got it.
This
oh,
way,
he's got it.
Man, the tight end room, 35, 40, 45. He's in midfield, the 45, the 40, 35, and down there. Down to the 36-yard line, the tight end, Matt Bourgeois, caught the pass behind a good blocking wall, and it's first down and 10, the Rebels at the St. Aug 36.
Look, that was a tight end screen. They sucked in the great Tyrann Mathieu, and he came on the corner blitz. His responsibility was a tight end. He says, they're not going to throw to the tight end. I'm going after the quarterback, and whoops, they threw it to the tight end. He had 2 blockers downfield. Bourgeois did. Big play, West Monroe.
Big play for the Rebels. First down, the 36 of St. Aug. Here's Turner, and take the ball and runs it. Has room, 35. He's down to the 30. Breaks
He's got room.
25. He's down at the 22-yard line. Another first down run by Paul Turner. Mathieu knocks him down.
Oh, he's really limping now. And he's going to stay in the football game, but he twisted that bad ankle. I don't know which one's bad. Both of them, he's hurt them both, and he's bending over. And boy, do they ever need him now. 7:07 and counting to go. The Rebels trail by 6.
First down at the 23-yard line of St. Aug.
They need a timeout.
Timeout called by the Purple Knights. Timeout on the field with 7:03 to play in the game. We'll be back. It's St. Aug 26, West Monroe 20. First and 10 Rebels. Football on the 23-yard line at St. Aug. 7:03 left in the game. Let's head to the sidelines and check in with Stanley Doopy.
Well, guys, we got a little life back in us on the sidelines, and of course, if we can keep Paul Turner's ankle, either ankle, on pretty good ground here, I like our chances of scoring and going ahead on this game right now.
Here we go. The Rebels trailing at 26-20, but a good drive going on a first down, the 23 of St. Aug. Turner gets the snap and will fake and run the football to the 20. He is down to the 15-yard line and knocked down there. About 8 yards on that running play for Paul Turner.
And he got hit right around the helmet. It looked like a face mask, but even if it wasn't a face mask, they hit him up around the helmet. No penalty call, but just a gutsy run by an outstanding player. And everywhere Tyler Kane goes as a receiver, Tyrone Mathieu is following him.
2nd and 3 Rebels from the 15-yard line of St. Aug. 6:32 left in the football game. Paul Turner will take the football again. He'll run the ball. They're stopping play. Whistles are blowing and play is being stopped.
I think we've got
St. Aug maybe tried to call timeout, guys, because they had a guy running on the field. So that far official over there looked like he was stopping play.
That might be their last.
It is a timeout call. No penalty on the play. We'll keep it here this time. A chance once again to head down to Stanley on the sidelines here at Tad Gormley Stadium. Stanley?
Well, guys, I'm just watching now. Now that we have put Paul Turner in a shotgun and kind of spread this offense out, what's happening now is St. Aug is responding and going back to a more of a 3-4 type of lineman with 3 down linemen. They were having 5 men down linemen earlier in the game. Now they've got 3. You know, this is the time possibly would be a good time to have a little draw to Tyler Kane or Don Corius Powell, just a quick opener right there. See if we can double team somebody and let's get 5 yards, possibly break into the open there. Now, interesting enough, if that's St. Augustine's last time out, and you know, it's going to be, if we can score, then they're going to have to operate the rest of the game without a timeout. I don't believe, one thing I'll tell you is I don't believe Tashadi Talton will be back tonight. I've talked to him on the sidelines, and his ankle's hurt pretty good.
Hey, Teresa's Flooring, 12 months with no interest financing at Teresa's Flooring. And our sideline report sponsored by Teresa's Flooring. We're back to play now. 2nd down, about really 2.5 to 3 yards needed the first down. The ball on the St. Aug 15 for West Monroe. This drive started way back at the other end of the Rebels field. They had a great drive. Here's Turner back to throw the ball, looking, has time. Comes right, rolls to the right side. Now he passes the flat. Caught
Manning.
at the 10-yard line and down to about the 7.
Adrian Manning.
Manning with a reception, and Jim, it is 1st and goal to go for West Monroe. The ball's on the 7-yard line of St. Aug with 6:15 left in the game.
You know, and Paul Turner had all time to throw the football. I don't think they really wanted to rush him. They just kind of took a couple of steps and stopped, waiting for him to run. I don't think they thought he was going to throw it. I think he looked like he wanted to run it, but then he saw Adrian Manning and hit him in the flat.
Rebels back to an I formation. The quarterback, Turner, down into center. Reeves at fullback, Kane at tailback. Take the football, run the option. Turner fakes and keeps it.
He's gone.
He's in for the touchdown. Paul Turner scores for the Rebels.
And you wonder why they wanted old Paul Turner healthy. I think we just saw why. I mean, what a drive. 87 yards by the Rebels, and they tied it up.
And now, of course, the all-important extra point as Cody Hollis comes on for the extra point. The snap, the placement, the extra point by Cody Hollis is up, and it is good. The Rebels have taken the lead.
Wow.
5:56 left in the football game, and what a drive.
What a drive. I'm not sure how many plays it took, but Paul Turner was in on just about every one. But one of the great call by Coach Stone, offensive coordinator Glenn Hunt, that little tight end screen where they sucked in Tyrone Mathieu. He blitzed the quarterback. They threw right over the top of him, and that was about a 30-yard gain, and the Rebels went on from there.
First time in the game they really went to the shotgun, and most of that drive, except for that score, was run out of the gun.
That's Paul Turner's third rushing touchdown of the ball game. 7 plays, 87 yards, 2:56 off the clock, and West Monroe's on top.
Hey, Jake Athright, financial advisor with Merrill Lynch, reminds all you Rebel fans listening to keep that Rebel spirit alive right to the dome. Bo Benson will kick it off. 5:56 left in the football game. The Rebels lead it by 1. The kickoff.
Matthew's going to get it.
He will, about the 15 to the 20, comes back 25, 30, runs out to the 35, 38, 9-yard line and down there. So a good return by Tyrann Mathieu out to about the 39, where St. Aug has first down and 10 with 5:51 to play, but they trail now 27-26 to the West Monroe Rebels.
Got to raise PG's in-game scoreboard. Barb 21, Honville 17, Edie White 7, Richwood 6.
So Terry Lucas and company for St. Aug back onto the football field.
Well, it's time for the Rebel defense now to stand tall.
Shotgun for Terry Lucas. He's back there all by himself. 39-yard line. He looks to throw, steps up. Rebels after him, and they have it.
They got him.
Sacked back at the 35-yard line.
Look like Tyson and Tyson again, maybe Gonzo as well.
Great pressure by the Rebels, and Lucas smothered at the 35, losing about 4. It is second down and 14. Clock running with 5:28 left in the game. Quarterback Terry Lucas has a back with him. 2 men to each side. From the 35, he's back to throw it again and looking.
He's in trouble.
Up, and he is going to avoid a man and go to the 42-yard line and be knocked down there. He got the previous loss back, plus about 3 more yards as he advances it to the St. Aug 42-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and 7 for the Purple Knights.
Well, just a great individual effort by Terry Lucas. It looked like he was going to be sacked, and somehow he got away, kept the play alive, and kept this possession alive.
Obviously a huge play right here with 4:48 left in the game. They trail the Rebels by 1, 3rd and 7. Their own 42-yard line. Lucas to throw. He shoved out of the pocket. Rose left. Now he's going to throw it with a lot of pressure in the air. The ball is caught by Mathieu, and he's down about the 43-yard line. Maybe a yard on the play. He had to come back, Jim, to get the football. Somehow he caught it, but he only gains a yard on the play. It is 4th and 6.
Well, a tremendous pressure. Jordan Allen off the edge. The ball was thrown up. It was like a punt. And Mathieu came back and caught it really to avoid the Rebels from intercepting it. But when he did, the Rebels were there, knocked him down. Now West Monroe wants a timeout. His 4th down is upcoming.
And without any timeouts left, I'm surprised to see them going into punt formation, though it is 4th down and 6.
Well, that's because Mathieu is the up back, and I don't think they think they're going to punt.
Timeout of the game. We'll be back. 4:11 to play. The Rebels lead at 27-26. In New Orleans, Louisiana, Frank Cobbin and Jim Nards and Stanley Doobie and Blake Wheeler and Cynthia Holiday. They're going for it, Jim. It's 4th down, about 6, maybe 7. And on their own 43. They need the 49 for the first down.
Yeah, they saw Mathieu as the up man, and here is the play.
Throw. He looks to fire the pass. It is caught.
Caught by Mathieu. There's no way he caught that. There's no way he stayed in bounds.
But it is called a complete pass on a first down at the Rebel 47-yard line.
It looked like they threw to Ricard. Ricard missed it, and somehow Mathieu was there. He did catch the pass, but I don't see how he came down in bounds, but apparently he did.
Wow.
Oh, my.
First down, the Rebel 47. 4:02 left in the game. Lucas in the gun to throw, steps and fires. This pass caught and down the 39-yard line. They'll gain 8 yards on that play. They got it into the hands of Mark Edwards, and he is knocked down to the 39. They go quickly, 2nd and 2. From the Rebel 39-yard line, his quarterback, Terry Lucas, in the gun. He's all by himself.
Penalty flag
down before the snap of the football.
Well, they're going to call it against West Monroe. Oh, my goodness. They're going to call encroachment against West Monroe. They're going to say somebody lined up in the neutral zone, but, boy, that's a phantom call.
Wow. 5 yards will be a first down for St. Aug at the Rebel 34 with 3 minutes and 38 seconds to play and a 1-point Rebel lead.
Boy, that is a call that if you're watching TV 17 replay on Tuesday night, if you can see that one, I'll apologize in advance.
Lucas with receivers all over the field in the gun all by himself. Terry Lucas at quarterback from the Rebel 34-yard line. First and 10. There's the snap. Lucas looking and throwing the football. It is caught by McDew at the 10-yard line, and he's down there.
Double coverage
again. McDew makes the catch, and it's first down and 10. They're going to say about the 12-yard line, maybe the 11 of West Monroe.
Well, they got a flag down.
Is there a flag down? They're
going to be holding, I think, guys.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. A holding against St. Aug.
We didn't see the penalty marker, but they're coming back. They're going to nullify that play.
Well, guys, he just absolutely tackled Jordan Allen when he was putting pressure on.
Yeah, but, they've been doing that all year. Wow.
10-yard penalty for holding against St. Aug. Nullify that catch by Matthew. And the 10-yard penalty will move the ball back beyond the 46 all the way back to the West Monroe, on the 46-yard line.
Well,
wow.
They need about 22 yards to go. Now,
3:22.
22 yards, yeah. 22 yards to go for a first down. And for the Rebels, the defense needs to come up big. They need one big play. Time is running, 3:15 and counting. The Rebels lead by 1. St. Augustine confused Matthew in the backfield.
First down and long now as the quarterback. Terry Lucas awaits the snap. Long count this time. Lucas gets the football. We'll hand to Matthew. He'll run the football and go down. He's knocked down the 47-yard line.
Pizzolato.
Kyle Pizzolato with a good tackle right in the center of the football field as they hand it off to the outstanding football player, Tyrann Matthew, and he's knocked down the 47, second and long. Clock running with 2:40 left in the game.
Yeah, but I don't blame him. You know, if you're going to go down with your best player, the ball in his hands, and they're trying to find ways to get him the football.
Terry Lucas back in a gun. Second down, extremely long. There's the snap. Big rush, pass away.
Matthew.
And caught by Matthew and down the 40-yard line.
Hey, that was Tyler Kane with the hit.
Wow, and a big hit by Kane as Matthew made the catch on the 40. The gain is about 6. So now, Jim, it is third down and about 18 yards to go. And the clock running with 2 minutes left in the game.
Third down, 18, just under 2 minutes. The Rebels holding to a 1-point lead.
Terry Lucas in the gun. Receivers all over the field.
Here they come.
Lucas looking, rolling right. They're after him. He's going to throw the football. It is incomplete and almost intercepted. Knocked in the air at the 25-yard line. Matthew, the intended receiver, somebody got a hand on it. Rebels diving to try to get the pick. Did not come up with it. But now it is fourth down and 18 yards to go for St. Aug with a football on the Rebel 40-yard line and 1:44 to play in the game.
And St. Aug is out of timeouts. The Rebels have one. So if the Rebel defense can hold here, they should be able to run out the clock. Matthew all by himself on the wide side.
4th and 18. They need the 24 for the first down. There's the snap. Fourth down.
Jordan Allen.
Down the field. The pass is away, and it is incomplete.
Out of bounds.
Rebels take over the football.
No flags down. I don't see any. And I think the Rebels are going to get the football. Jordan Allen playing with a turf toe. He can barely walk off the field, folks. He put the pressure on Lucas, and Lucas threw it out of bounds trying to throw to Matthew.
Wow. Let's go to the field. Here's Stanley.
Well, guys, this Rebel sideline is pretty exciting. I want y'all to check me on that and make sure that St. Aug does not have another timeout down there. I thought they've used all 3 already, but if that's the case, with 25 seconds, my West Monroe math says that we can run the clock out.
I think you're right, Stanley. The Rebels first down, their own 41-yard line. They come up with the I backfield, the quarterback. Oh, Turner, what a game he has had. Will take the ball and just sneak it straight ahead and go down right there at the 41-yard line. The clock is running with 1:26 to play in the football game. 2nd and 10 Rebels, their own 41-yard line, on a 27-26 lead.
All right, it's 1:19 and counting, 22 on the play clock. So this play will take us under the 1 minute mark. And the Rebels should be able to just kneel this football game away. Remember, Samar Maju injured, not sure if he's able to punt. His last punt was blocked in the end zone for a touchdown.
What a game this has been, as quarterback Rahul Turner just takes the ball again and will go down. It'll be 3rd down, under a minute to play in the game, and the clock will run.
Chow's called a timeout, I think. Don Chow's called a timeout with 55 seconds to go.
Before the snap, then.
Before the snap, because Paul never went down on the play. Not sure what the thinking is there. I think he's trying to do the math. And the math is 2 plays, 25 seconds each. That's 50 seconds. So if your play lasts 2 plays last 5 seconds, you've won the ball game.
Indeed. Wow. What a game this has been. Another classic St. Aug West Monroe game.
Every game with St. Aug has been a classic. There has been, of course, in 2000, the Rebels won 17-0, but, you thought they were going to win that game by, 3 or 4 touchdowns. St. Aug came to play, got a little help, I think, from the officials. A couple of touchdowns by West Monroe called back, but every game these teams play in the playoffs. And let me tell you, folks, this is not a true number 18 seed. No way at all. And, Bill, you've missed a great one. I know you're listening. You missed Reggie Bush, and you missed one heck of a comeback.
And we miss you, Bill. Here we go. 2nd down and 10. The football at the Rebel 41-yard line. Quarterback Paul Turner down to the center. Takes that football, and he will just run it straight down the 43-yard line.
He got hit by his fullback, which he wasn't expecting, and that could have caused a fumble. Oh, my goodness.
Clock is running now, though, Jim. 42 seconds showing. 3rd down for the Rebels. 3rd and 8. The football on their own 43-yard line.
All right, so it's 37, 36. They haven't started the 25-second clock. Yes, they have. So there is a 12-second differential between the 25-second clock and the play clock. The Rebels need to come up. They may just take a penalty here. They're going to take a penalty, and with the penalty, there will be 12 seconds to go in the ball game. The Rebels will take a penalty, Frank, with 12 seconds to go.
But, of course, they can just take a knee, and then that is it, because it is 3rd down. What a football game. And, of course, we saw St. Aug take the lead, but the Rebels responded with an unbelievable drive, a great drive, spearheaded by quarterback Paul Turner all the way down the field. Regained the lead, hit the extra point to take the lead.
And that drive was reminiscent of the drive that Paul led against Neville earlier in the season.
No doubt about it.
This should be the last play of the game.
The Rebels gathering around their quarterback, getting ready to take the snap. He will take the knee. Favorite play of the game, and the Rebels are going to beat St. Aug in a classic football game in New Orleans.
But let me tell you something, folks. The St. Augustine football tradition is back. These guys, and Tyrone Matthew, what a football game he played.
No doubt about it, Jim. Best player we've seen this year.
And, guys, he is the real deal. I'm telling you, the way he closes, when he's guarding guys, I've talked to a lot of college coaches. They said the difference between a really, really good cornerback and a great cornerback is one that has instant closing speed on a cut. And I've watched him tonight, and he is unbelievable, the closing speed he has and making up, especially on that pick that he had for a touchdown and several of the breakups we had. That I'm telling you, the kid is absolutely a phenomenal football player.